Y'all were too quick before I actually flipped the audio, so they missed that one. Nice try,
Ah,
though.
damn.
Well, buttholes.
There you
Fucking
go.
hell.
I'm honestly glad that they missed the first one. I'm so happy
I'm
that they
still
didn't hear that one.
trying to
Uh,
figure out what was said.
You don't want to know.
You
You
don't want
do
to
not
know.
want to
It's all
hear it.
good.
Uh-uh.
Hi everyone, and welcome on in, Raiders. I hope you had an incredible show. I was lurking while I was doing some prep work, but welcome to Ampistrano. I am the storyteller, D&D Jordan Lee, and you know what? It's been a minute since we've gone around. Why don't we do a quick go around of who you are and what all the things are? I'm gonna go in reverse order this time, and Duval, let's start with you since you're guesting with us.
Oh my God! Hi, everybody. My name is Jacob Plick. Duo King Jacob on Twitter and Instagram is where you can find me yelling sweet nothings, mostly about Robo. Honestly, like let's just be really honest. But that's okay. And we'll forever and always do that. Also, the DM of Duval and Dragons, which you can find tomorrow on twitch.tv/Cinematic Games, episode 51 of that, which is pretty cool. And I'm also a co-founder of the Amphitheater, where we tell really cool, empathetic, and diverse stories over there as well, using TTRPGs and video games. And today, as per usual, I'll be playing Weldor. He's a total light cleric. We both use he, him pronouns, and April thinks he's the big bad.
I mean, valid. Let's jump over.
Not just April.
Well, I complimented you, and so like I kind of had all things balanced, you know.
All right, let's jump over to Sin.
Hi, my name is Sin, your resident sunflower person, complete with actually wearing sunflowers today. So, greetings and salutations. I am a player of all the games and the things. So you can find me doing things like playing Hollow Knight and RPGs and Monster Prom because I like Monster Prom. And of course, you can find me here today, playing Blackstone, whose pronouns are they, and my pronouns are he, they.
Amazing. Robogoblin.
It's me, RoboGoblin, and you can find me at TTRPGips on Twitch, Twitter, and Hive. And tonight I'll be playing Toby. Tonight? It's still morning. This morning, I'm going to be playing Toby Montazul. His pronouns are he, him, and my pronouns are he, they, any. That's me.
Awesome. April.
Hi, hello, I'm April, and yes, I do think Duval's the big bad, and so does Robo, and so do other people. It's not a secret. You showed up at the end of the last season. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just check out the last season cliffhanger, and you'll understand why Duval's the big bad, and I'm playing Aurea, and that's all I want you to know is I think Duval's the big bad.
Valid. Last but certainly not least, Fair, who actually owns the channel. I'm just here.
Yeah, this is my channel. Thank you all so much for joining. Appreciate it. Still waiting for Jordan to forward them checks though. Interesting.
They're in the mail.
Hi, I'm Fair. Hi, I'm Fair. I will be playing Theodora Shadeson. Our pronouns are she, her, and yes, I do believe Duval is the big bad, but also not this particular character. That's just my controversial opinion.
Hey, we love to see it.
And this has been the Slice of the Veil. Good show, y'all.
See you guys.
So we do have a couple quick announcements before we dive into our episode today. As you can see below me, we have a banner. We are going to be running 2 giveaways for the TTRPG bundle for trans rights in Florida. They are nearing their goal, like under 50K, I believe, to the goal. So I would love to help support that in any way possible. So keep an eye in chat as Moobot will be popping that up, and our lovely mods will have that going throughout today's show. We'll announce it at the end. So make sure that your whispers are open on Twitch so we can get you that info. We are $4 away from fully funding a cast member. So if you want to get all the latest news, updates, if you were in our Patreon as of earlier this week, you saw a sneak peek of a map that may or may not be popping up in today's episode. As well as Duval and I are going to be doing a sit-down chat about Weldor and some other fun things. So go check that out. It helps support
Like being the big bad.
Yeah, you know, as you do. So go support our Patreon and come on into the Vale of Ampistrano and help support this actual play, because we believe in paying people for all the fantastic work that they're doing. We want to say a quick special thanks to Sphinx, Seven, Mama Strange, Fluffy Snowfall, Chris Gideon, and Buzz Lightyear for your support. Does anyone else have anything else they want to plug before we get started? No. All right.
I wanna plug. This isn't even a real plug, but I want to plug how funny it is for me to see Duval walk off screen, because it just looks like he's fading into his green screen background every time, and it makes me laugh.
I am the Chrono Trigger.
Again, Big Bad confirmed. Fine.
Just giving them away.
Without further ado, let us go beyond the veil of Ampistrano. And we're back. So,
Butts.
let's see. Let's jump back. When we last left our adventurers, they had left the town of Ilpin to head westward into the Genora wetlands, heading towards the hamlet town of Vibrin, where several disappearances had been occurring over the last few weeks. At Deidre's urging, it was also requested that the party find Weldor, the missing turtle friend of hers, that may be able to assist with this venture. Their plans hit a snag as 3 thieves stole several items for the party and headed off-road. The group jumped into quick pursuit and arrived at Ursula's cottage. She gave back most of the items, but kept Oria's pearl, noting that it was important to her plans. After a quick scuffle, an agreement was made. She would not touch nor use the pearl, and would return it once the party had retrieved the thread of a Boneweaver. Deodora and Blackstone apprehended the thieves, 3 dwarves, and, without giving them much of a choice, brought them along on this journey. As you traveled, the adventurers learned that Gerald, Thomas, and Anders stole in order to pay for aid from Ursula, with the hope of saving their sister Clara from a mysterious illness. As they all settled in for the night amongst a garden of statues, Oria noted that the statues were a bit strange, and hissing was heard from nearby. Blackstone found that one of the statues fit the description of Deidre's friend, and brought them out of petrification. A battle ensued between the party, newly saved Weldor, and several basilisks. Upon their victory, the group finally slept and took watches. Blackstone told Weldor everything, including the death of Pithyweather and the state of Greenwich, while Weldor spoke about family Oria and Diodora had a moment of discussion in regards to the three thieves and how to handle it if Gerald decides to steal again. This plan was also mentioned to Blackstone the next morning, as you all watched Weldor make breakfast. It's just after dawn. The sky above a mixture of blues and reds as the sun is slowly peeking through the tree line into the clearing. As mist slowly moves around, hovering over the river and blanketing the ruins in a white-gray coating. Every now and then a breeze sweeps through the camp, bringing the scent of campfire, bacon, and other goodies that Weldor is working for all of you. The only sound nearby is the steady pattering of water from the river as it laps up against the banks. You all sit and enjoy the food Weldor is preparing, and the day is yours. I just looked at chat. I'm not looking at y'all.
I'm so
Chaos.
sorry. This is my fault. But also,
Hold
it's
on
my
just a-
friend's fault because she keeps sending me stupid shit. I should close Discord, but I don't want to.
Lord.
Sorry.
Okay.
Silly shit.
The day is yours, as you all are eating breakfast at this point.
Well, once again, appreciate the save. Hope you're enjoying breakfast.
I'm sorry, we didn't have a chance to meet yesterday, this morning, because I was, in my other stuff. But thank you so much, Weldor, for this amazing breakfast right now. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. It's kind of my thing.
By the way, those eggs. Oh, Oria, there's something I've been meaning to ask you when you get a chance.
Just full of food. Just so much food. More food.
And I say when you get a chance with your your mouth full of bacon or whatever you're eating.
Oh, what?
No, we'll talk later. That's totally fine. We can. It can wait. It can wait. By the way.
Just keeps eating.
Actually have
Theodorus not listening at all to anything. Just face
In the food.
eggs, little yolk like on her face, just jamming.
You're
Would
muted.
anyone like me to take their pets on a walk?
Yeah, that's. Belita, do you want to go with Sin? I was gonna say Sin. Do you want to go with Blackstone? On a walk?
Belita kind of pops their head up, has been also chewing on some of the food that Weldor has made, and just kind of gives you a blank kind of stare of whatever you want, you imagine is what they are telling you, as they are kind of just having literally a beak full of food.
I think that would be okay. And I have to ask permission to my to Belita because, well, it gets hectic sometimes.
What's
And
that?
I just, it's sort of a connection we have between us, and let's just say that Belita lets me have it sometimes, most of the times, if not always.
And for Jacob's purview, Lolita is the name of your owlbear?
Yes, my baby snowy owlbear, who is my size, I think.
Is that one of the owlbears near Illipin?
Yes. Your spiritual weapon or your totem is an owlbear, right?
Takes it out and puts it out for all to see.
Oh, so you know owlbears.
I know a little bit.
Oh, we have we have uh, well, we sort of protect owlbears where I am. It's a ranch, sort of a ranch where we have like a whole bunch of owlbears and all different creatures, like in my farm.
Jordan, am I familiar with this ranch? Mm.
So I'll repeat it. Yes, it's just outside of Illipen. It's a conservation where you would know it to be where they study a lot of the creatures. They have students that come to the conservation to learn about, okay, why are these magical components important? Why are these creatures important? And working to kind of just change the mindset of constantly killing creatures that are out there and looking at, continuing their lineage.
Yeah, I'm loosely familiar. Probably come up in conversation with Deirdre once or twice.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad that you know. How did you get so familiar with owlbears? If that's not intruding to anything.
Not intruding one bit. The entity that I have a connection with, I suppose, being a Shura. In many cases, different rangers, druids, clerics. It's said that they appear in these forms sometimes.
Do I know about Ashura?
Do you want to roll a religion check?
Yeet! I'm gonna use my April dice that April sent me.
Mm.
Okay. Religion?
Mm-hmm.
14.
All right. So as I quickly go to grab the document because it's been a second since I've read it. So as you know, there are many gods and goddesses that rule or keep an eye over Ampistrano. The one that Weldor is speaking of is Ashra. They're known as the Kasmora. They're a god that deals with nature. They also deal with a lot of life and tempest. It's kind of those three things coming together, or often intersect. He is known to represent vibrancy between creatures big and small, such as the luscious rivers to the mysterious storms of tundras and peaceful cycles that follow. Life beginning anew. Rangers, druids, clerics, paladins, and sailors often ask for safe passage when they're going on journeys. They have several kind of representatives of creatures that are manifestations of Kasmora in this space. So owlbears being one. Another you would know based off of that check would be the White Wolves of Shade Hollow, which way back Sam mentioned being from, as well as the Narwhals of the Whisperian Sea. So they're a good god, but one you don't want to necessarily piss off.
Okay. I've heard about Ashura. Forgive me for asking. I really don't know much about connecting to divine beings, but how did you get in? How is it like what is it that you do to connect with Ashura? Ashura? Is it? Sure.
Well, as a matter of fact, they reached out to me many years ago. It seems that my personal beliefs and Ashura's teachings seem to be in line in regards to preservation of nature, for example, and the fact that attempt at least to find the beauty in the pain and ugliness that may present itself in Ampistrano or just in the world in general. And I don't really mind saying, they also brought me back from beyond the veil once as well. So, in a way, a bit of a double down.
Oh, I'm sorry if that was a lot to ask.
Just a simple memory.
God damn it. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, anytime. Any questions that any of you might have.
Are you the BBEG? No, just kidding.
As a matter of fact,
Fireball! Fireball!
I cast Meteor Swarm.
I cast Hunter's Mark. I could do that now. Just in this one instance, I cast
I'm
Hunter's Mark,
leaving.
and also I get to go first just because I say so, and I roll.
And we're all hasted. We're all hasted.
We're all
We're all
hasted.
level 20.
We're all hasted.
I don't
We're
even know why you're
all now
saying you go-
multi-class.
I
We're
would like to
multi-class
rage.
assassin rogue.
I don't even know why you're saying you're going first, Farrah. You're the DM. I quit.
Okay. Everyone, roll for initiative. Duval with quadruple disadvantage.
I should take a rogue level. Sorry.
Something to
I need
consider.
sneak attack.
What amazing! Amazing.
Someone haste me if I get sneak attack as a monk.
Lord.
That's terrifying.
Did someone ask Weldor if they how did they get like petrified in that state yesterday? Okay, never mind. Let's pretend I heard it.
Well, Toby, now that you're awake, you would probably be very interested to know that we had quite the adventure yesterday with basilisks, these large, like lizard-like creatures that turn things to stone when they look at them.
Would have been amazing to just be able to cast lesser restoration and a bunch of stuff. Fog cloud, the good.
Yes.
But anyway,
There was,
That all
There
would have
wa-
been great.
I can.
You were doing a very important task, which is babysitting Jerry.
yes, I had to babysit Jerry the last time. My apologies.
But also, where were you?
Listen,
I will-
listen.
You could have just let Jerry go. We're not attached to him.
Not in the least. Not even a little bit.
Do either of you also want me to walk your pets? And this is Blackstone looking at Ori and Deodora.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it. You baby, you go first.
Sorry, no, you go ahead. I'm adjusting volume for some reason. I can't hear very well. It's loud at this campfire.
I think you just see you asked if I want you to walk Sparky, and you see Sparky just blinking all over the fucking place, stealing bacon off of people's plates and then blinking off. It's if you can catch him.
And I don't really know what mine is. I kind of just let them do their thing, and I haven't really spent much time with them.
Or named it.
Well, they haven't told me their name yet.
Okay, so if Sparky appears anywhere near me, I'm going to try to reach out and pat him on the head. And when I do, I'm just going to gingerly stand up so as not to throw Corbin off my shoulders.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean down to the little dog there. Go. You're it, and then run away.
Oh my god, so cute.
Sparky
I
takes
definitely
off.
think, right after you, blinking to try to catch up to you.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Immediately takes off after you.
I picked up your
Wow.
baby owl. I picked up your baby owl bear. I do not know how fast baby owl bears.
Oh,
can-
you're gonna have to make a strength.
It's
He's
a
not-
big boy.
He's not a mini
The
boy.
bad bomb.
Yeah,
He's a
big
big boy.
baby.
Big
PHI
boy.
double C. Let's find out.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so that strength check is a 19. I'm running away with the little baby owl bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's heavy for sure.
He's just holding like a cat, like
Or like a big Rottweiler, just he's just kind of flopping his paws on.
Like what you see is like there's like this like really dramatic like first phase of me trying to run away from the dog, and you see me in the distance just go. This is heavy, actually, and out here down before continuing to run.
fair. Oh, Oria, do you want to find out the name of your familiar?
Displace
Oh.
beast.
Sure. Can you do that?
I can't.
Oh,
Wait, actually, I don't know. I can't cast speak with animals.
Okay.
I don't know if it's in an animal.
It's a
It's a beast.
yeah.
Communicate with
it'll
beasts for
count.
digital.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be like Robo. No.
Okay. Then yes,
Robo,
Oria.
no.
I'll be like, no, Robo, no.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you told Robo no, I would drop off this call. I'm just
I
saying
mean-
right now.
What does it look like as you're
Protest.
casting speak with animals?
So
Sir.
I sit on the ground and I have one of my feathers here in my. It's like a necklace with a feather that is an owlbear feather that has connected me to my hometown. So as I put it down, it starts glowing with green energy, well teal energy, and a lot of feathers, not feathers, a lot of leaves start appearing beside me. And if anybody is seeing my eyes, my eyes turn solid teal. And you can see behind me silhouettes of a whole kind of different animals, from owlbears to little dogs to whatever we have seen. And the silhouette of an animal similar to a displacer beast starts like appearing and like gaining more form. And I start, glowing, still glowing. And at the end of it, it's just a solid figure of a displacer beast, similar to your displacer beast. And I start talking to the displacer beast, and the displacer beast starts talking to your displacer beast.
And you see, to describe, since it's been a moment, a miniature displacer beast with a bright kind of pink ribbon tied on the back. It's just kind of, at this point, is doing the thing that cats do where it's poking at some bacon or a stick, whatever is right in front of it, kind of with a paw and touching it and kind of lifting it slightly as it looks up at your displacer beast. Why, hello?
Hi there, little friend. Can I connect your call? No.
Shut up.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts
Okay.
Oh.
on. Well, actually, Oria, do you mind if I connect you to your displacer beast?
Oh, that doesn't seem like it would be bad at all. Yeah, sure.
Okay. And I turn to the displacer beast. Hello, little friend. I am just gonna be someone who is translating between Oria and yourself. Can I connect my mind to your mind?
Is this a collect call?
If
No,
that's
no.
what it's called, pick up and try again.
Oh, I don't want to take those charges. I
I
don't.
slide
I
it.
recently was just robbed.
The collect call where you have to say like a whole message as
Yeah.
your name.
Right, and they hang
You
up.
have a
Yep,
call
yep.
from,
Everyone's
Hi,
done it.
Mom, can you come pick me up at the
I've
starting
done
point?
that.
Yeah, I'm old
Me
enough to
too.
have that payphone
Yep,
out of high
I
school.
I am also an old.
For the young ones,
Yes.
payphones existed.
What was the commercial? Had a baby, it's a boy.
Yep. Amazing.
Oh,
She
Oh.
will look at you and kind of just nod her head very slowly.
all right. So I just put my hands towards in front of the displacer beast and Oria, and like I start casting detect thoughts,
Okay.
and my energy starts flowing into my arm, my hands, and the leaves start glowing with the teal energy again.
Mhm.
And I hand one to the displacer beast and the other one to Oria. And now you can hear each other with detect thoughts.
What does
Oh.
Gloria say now that this is happening?
Oh, hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
Well, and you see, like, in her form, she's looking down at the bacon, wondering what this is.
That's bacon.
Is it good?
Try it. I like it, but I can't really say what you would like or what someone else would like.
Huh, I'll maybe try it after this. This is all very new, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I guess we should start out. What is your name?
Well, I mean, the place had a couple different names for me, but I don't know, what do you think my name should be?
Which one did you like the best?
I wasn't really impressed by any of them, if I'm brutally honest. I just pretended like I did.
Well, not really good at naming things. We could name you.
What's something you
Just-
like?
She just looks around. Tree.
Tree?
Rock.
Rock.
Look, things are named Rock. That's not a bad name. What else? Bacon. It's the first thing we talked about. It seems fitting.
So, but you associate that with food, so when you call my name in my dinner?
I mean, hopefully it never gets to that point, but...
Slowly starts backing up.
I'm sorry, that was supposed to be a joke.
Well, you... What about something from your home? Not something around here. Unless this is your home. Is this your home? I hope it's not your home.
No, I'm kind of traveling right now. These are my friends. Gestures around.
Okay.
How about I think about it over the next couple of days, and I'll get back to you, and I'll start writing down ideas.
That sounds good. I did want to say, you're really cool.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's been fun blinking in and out. I can't do that normally, so it's been fun.
I hope you have enough freedom. I've kind of just let you do your thing. I didn't want you to stay locked in that box all the time.
Oh, believe me, I sneak out every chance I get, so I'm fine.
Oh, you don't have to sneak. I'll just leave the door open.
Okay. Yeah. You know you snore, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making
So
sure.
does most of this group. Blackstone doesn't.
Theodora talks in her sleep.
What did she say?
I don't know, you have to ask her or ask Sparky. Sparky won't shut up, first off.
Deodora! Deodora, come here, come here, come here!
Oh my, yes? What is it?
Apparently Sparky is a gossip.
Oh. Okay. About what?
About what? So, Toby, can you understand everything that's being said?
I'm going back and forth.
Yeah, you're like, it's watching the
going back
tennis
and
match.
It's basically I'm translating from the displacer beast to Oria, so I'm like,
Yeah.
You hear in your Toby, instead of words, because in this instance the displacer beast does not have the words to describe it. You and actually by extension then Oria get the image, several, of the displacer beast trying to go to sleep and Sparky just popping in and out, and the words are perfectly understandable. You know it to be yips because you can kind of hear it doubling as they're speaking, but Sparky's just going like, oh my god, Theodora is so cool, and then today she did this, this, and this, and then she almost died, but then she was really, really cool, and then she like, like it's just kind of jumping around and so loud, and Displacer Beast is doing that kind of polite thing of like nodding its head and trying to go to sleep as Sparky is just popping in and out as that's happening.
I love Sparky so much. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, like that. He just doesn't shut up. And I mean, honestly, between the two of you, Theodora's cool, but you do like the cool popping stuff.
I think we're both pretty cool.
Like I said, you both are cool, but I'm biased. You're my owner.
Well, I don't really feel like I own you. You're your own owner. You get to do what you want.
It's true, but I feel like we chose each other, so my
Okay,
home is
I'll
with
accept
you,
that.
so I'm gonna think you're the cooler of the two, by extension.
Well,
I'm standing there listening to this exchange and wondering why I was called over.
oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I
Amazing!
you can't hear this. Or understand. I don't understand how this works. Magic's weird. Sparky thinks you're the coolest, and you hit things, and is very talkative at night.
Oh. Okay. I think Sparky's very cool as well. That's
Oh,
why I let him steal people's bacon.
Thank you, Toby, for allowing this. It was interesting being able to or understand, or have you talk to people and try. It was interesting.
You're welcome.
As
Toby's all
you're-
sweaty.
As you're kind of talking and finishing up, the Displacer Beast miniature will kind of push the bacon aside for a moment and step forward, and you see the tentacles on its back go reaching towards your hand, Oria.
Put my hand out.
Just subtly, like almost like a glove, just kind of wrap around and just gives a small squeeze of just like you take it as probably the sign of like just thanking you for asking these questions. And it licks your hand before it like quickly lets go and starts chasing after the bacon, which you see flying up in the air, kind of doing the thing that cats do, that flinging it up in the air and then catching it.
That was interesting. Could you do that with all the animals, Toby?
Not all the animals. I think there are some legal bandits I can't cross, but yes, most of the animals.
There's some what you can't cross.
Legal bandits, no. I think there's some kind of specific creatures that I can't, communicate with, but with like Displacer Beast and
That would make
owl
sense.
bears or anything. Yeah, small creatures I can.
That's very interesting. That's neat. Have you always been able to do this?
Yeah, I found out really strangely. I was in the forest and I just started, standing in the forest and hearing every single animal talking. Not all animals are actually cute, and some of them are really rude.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, especially this one bird back in hometown. Oh no, that was a rude bird.
I expect that. Most birds are not nice.
Yeah, this particular one was really rude. But yes, I have been doing that since I was a little kid. Well, smaller. But yes, it's kind of strange that I started hearing all kinds of animals, and I just couldn't focus.
Blackstone, were you able to hear the things that we said or said in the heads while they were being said? Because you can hear people's brains.
You say this, and Blackstone is not here. He's wandered, or they have wandered off with all of your familiars, minus the Displacer Beast.
Blackstone! Well, they're gone forever then.
That's the second time April's character, two different characters were like, oh, they're gone forever.
I like how
becoming a meme, April.
Oreo's like, damn, that's tragic. Anyway.
Right. What's that meme?
My
Oh
character-
no! Anyway.
None of my characters have object permanence.
Yeah. I love it. As you or as you call out, there's sort of like a clang as Weldor is kind of putting up his cooking accoutrement. Did somebody lose a Blackstone?
No, I think he just went for a walk.
Oh, all right. Well,
They went for a walk.
Because that call out sounded a bit of desperation. My apologies.
Oh, well, no, because Blackstone has the ability to talk in people's heads, and I was wondering if other people are talking in their heads, if Blackstone can always hear you talk.
That would be a modifying thing to learn. You're muted.
Blackstone's so far, I can't
think
hear them.
right about that time, Blackstone would come back, like, probably, like, with bits of, like, leaf and brush in their clothing. Like, Blink Dog is blinking, but a bit fewer blinks than usual. Like we were out here. Your dog is very good at tag.
He's good at a lot of things. Including keeping people awake at night, apparently. But I think that's really cute.
Keeping people awake at night.
Apparently, I mean, not me. I can sleep pretty much anywhere under most circumstances. But Oria's little kitten said that Sparky at night likes to bounce around and chatter.
Apparently. Oh! I was looking for you a minute ago. Well, not looking. I yelled for you. But Toby can speak with animals and was translating the kitten, and I was curious if you could hear what they were saying because you could hear people's brains.
Oh, no.
But you weren't here, so you probably wouldn't have been able to anyway. Because you were far away.
Yeah, I kind of learned that. I kind of learned that from you, Blackstone. So now I can do that.
Talking to animals. Interesting. Well, I mean, that's
No,
fair.
not
They
talking
do
to
think
animals.
things.
Oh, let me check. No, not talking about that. I'm just talking about I can speak with my mind now. You know.
Well, I found that somewhat helpful. Although, you know, I have a question about that. I guess it's kind of difficult for me to remember what this was like the first time it happened. So, I guess here's a question. Ori and Theodora, what is it like when you have people talking to you in your head?
I think for me, be quiet, April. No, I'm kidding.
I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad at me, Theodora. Don't be
Roll initiative.
Yeah. I crit. Nobody saw. I didn't even roll a die. I said I crit. Well, it's kind of like just another voice in my head. Like sort of like another internal voice. Kind of echoey though.
Yes, it's about the same. It sounds like someone else normally talking, but just a little bit echoier. Does it sound different to you? But then again, isn't all talking in your head?
What?
When everything you hear comes through your head?
Well, no. I
That is-
do have.
That is a mindfuck that Deodora cannot fathom right now. She's about to walk away.
Well, no. I was made with the ability to process different types of sensory data. So, I do have like auditory features. They're about here, where I suppose your ears would be.
And those would be the senses to hear. So you're hearing through your head.
Does that mean everyone does?
If they have ears. And can hear.
Existential questions. Only in Ampistrano.
I have so many questions. I will ask them later. I actually would like to ask a question about basilisks and about, I guess, several other things. Based on the earlier thing that I saw you doing today when you woke up, and as I understand it, every day when you wake up, you spend a lot of time practicing, well, a couple of things. One of them is just punching things. How do you know when to punch something?
Are you talking to me or Deodora? We both tend to punch things in the morning.
This is an Oreo question because I feel like the Deodora question is
Deodora
going to be, how do you know when to stab stuff?
Which is clearly a very separate conversation.
I punch things when they need to be punched. I don't really know how to answer that. If something's threatening or bad, you punch it. It's the same as how do you decide when to use magic against someone that's harmful?
But
Or when do you decide to stab someone?
But we were also, well, but wait. Is it only when things are threatening? Because I think we were also talking about sparring. Sparring isn't dangerous, right?
No, but you must practice your skills or you'll get bad at them. That's with anything.
So,
If you don't walk for 6 months, you probably can't walk very well when you start again.
So punching is for protection and practice.
Well, punch is for protecting, and you practice the things that you do. You practice reading, you practice walking, talking, cooking. It's a skill.
How long have you been practicing punching things?
Most of my life. Ever since I was a child, actually. It's what I was good at. It's kind of one of those things that you have a lot of energy, so go hit something. And then they went to practice, and I did that. And my sister did other things, so I did this.
So, and there's a pause there. Did your maker, like, program you to punch things?
Well, my maker would be my parents. And they didn't really do that. I was just kind of good at it, and they let me do it. They probably would have programmed me to do other things, like they probably would have programmed me to be a cleric. But instead I punched.
Is being a cleric something that you were also good at?
Not really. So, have you spent a lot of time with fairies?
No.
Oh, well, it'd probably be easy if I just showed you and took you there. Wait, you can read thoughts, can't you?
Well, if you would like me to, yes.
Would you like to? Would you like to see it?
Well, as I understand it, becoming better friends with people means being very curious about the things that they do. I would like to know a lot of things about you.
Okay, and I'll let you do whatever magic you need to do.
Okay, so the way that
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
the way that this like works for Blackstone is that like when he shares a thought, it's like sometimes it's echoey words, but more often than not, it's images and feelings. So, like, feel free at any point to explain things like stuff that I would notice or how you felt about them.
Okay, so as you kind of go in on, she'll kind of show you the memory, and the memory is going to be of the one shot. So if you've seen the one shot for Oreo, you'll see that memory she's going to walk you through. So it's, you're going to see a town, and it's kind of just a normal town, and then you see an old man who there's emotions of care and love, but like familial love, and a sandwich, a very big sandwich, is also love and happiness. Lots of love and happiness on the sandwich.
Who
and
is this person?
Oh, that man is named a name that I don't remember off the top of my head, but he meant so much to me with my backstory.
He had the really difficult name that you decided to throw at me in the hopes that I would say
I
it.
did give you a
Oh
bad
my
name.
god.
And it's
Look
not
at this
in the notebook.
revenge.
It's in my Google Doc.
What is a Google Doc?
It's
Is that a spell?
It's Oria's Mind Palace. Is the Google Doc.
It's the pearl. That's why it's not with you.
That's what.
Don't rename the document. Open the document. I didn't know
Pearl
I
is
needed
the
to
pearl
know
is just a
anything.
thumb drive.
I think I pinned it.
Oh, that's old man. Yes, I don't know his name. That's Emric Deverbrack. I'm gonna paste that because that's the name I chose. I chose this name. Emdrak Bereverak. And he is a old dwarven adventurer. He's actually the one who told me most of the stories I know about the outside, and is why I wanted to explore. He told me about dragons, and I hope to one day bring him back a dragon scale. He's just an old adventurer, but he told me many stories, and I used to bring him food. Then it's kind of like a shot of walking through the village, lots of people. You see lots of fairies, just fairies everywhere. A lot of old adventurers, and then the woods, and kind of a quick fuzzy memory of the pearl, and using the pearl to get into the fairies, the school. And you see like this mirage drop, and it's this old school. Did we decide? Is it the Monastery of the Crossroads?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the Monastery of the Crossroads. It's where we study the lady. It's where all the fairies are, and you kind of see it cut off into two sides. One more magical, and one where it's obviously like a bunch of people training to fight. And with you'll kind of get the feeling like one side is clerical and one side is monk.
Is this why the pearl is important to you?
Excuse me? Sorry, I couldn't hear that one.
Is this why the pearl is important to you?
Oh, yes. The pearl kind of lets you in. It's like the key. Without it, I can't get in, or someone else could get in who shouldn't be. And it's where we all study. Anyone who worships the Lady of the Vale and his goal is to help with death comes here. Every cleric who will help someone pass, and every monk who protects them is here.
This is so very interesting. Do people other than fairies come here?
Oh, yes, and you'll see a lot of other races. There's all kinds of races. It's just a lot more fairy. So it used to be a fae school. And then kind of everything happened, and the veil opened, and all the gods of Ampistrano, and it's now here in Ampistrano.
Will you take me here one day?
I would love to. I think we have a library, and all this whoop, you get the image of a giant library, books floor to ceiling. It's bigger than any of the school's libraries that you've been to. It's kind of like a TARDIS thing.
If you'll allow me, April, would you mind if
Yeah.
I expand on that?
Go for it.
The library, you go into this building, and around you is nothing but waterfalls. And you see that the droplets of water, it's a mixture of memory. It's a mixture of people's moments, their lives, what's been left behind in their journeys, both here in Ampistrano and as they've left to go to the Vale. but it's literally this room that is just lined with flowers and waterfalls lining the walls, spewing into small kind of rivers that flow from one section to the other on these outcroppings of clover and greenery that's around. And the river itself that's in this room, the room never overflows with water. It seems to have some kind of system that's constantly moving the information into the next. Where that may be, that's where it gets a little bit fuzzy. But you do see that this is the center of it all in terms of the school. Thank you, April. Sorry, I wanted to expand on that
No,
because
it's
I've been
okay.
building that.
We didn't go in there yet, so I want to see that now.
So this is where you learn when it's an appropriate time to punch people.
Oh, yes, this is the school I went to, and before I left, I had to take a test where I had to fight a creature, and then they say, go off and learn.
So, because you have monks here, and because you also have clerics here, and you also deal with people's like lives and memories and things, at least that's what it looks like. Do you also deal with, I guess, spiritual things here?
Oh, yes, the practice of all spiritualities here. Any religion, any belief of every creature of every plane is saved here. It's one of the things you must learn about. All cultures and all beliefs are valid. And they're all right. And that's
So
one of the
there's
things that we practice to do, is so we can always, no matter who we are seeing off, practice their customs and the way they would like to go.
There's so much to know.
It's a lot. That's more of the clerical end. They have to know that for sure. I have the book that you've probably seen. You would have for sure seen that book when she was saying the rites for during the dragon fight, whose name I can't remember.
The librarian. The
Yeah, the
librarian never
Yeah,
got a name.
there was no name.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the librarian, a big book. Yes, they send us off with a book. It ever changes. It's an interesting book. You can always seem to find whatever you need in it. But if you've ever been curious about different cultures, this is a good place to go.
This might be a place that I decide to live, at least for a time. I can't imagine what they would know about punching things and clerical things and spirit energy and people's memories and their experiences and where they've been and why. And
If you are specifically curious about spirit energy, it is one of the closest places you could be to the Veil. It's probably one of the strongest places your spirit can be.
do you miss
Just
this
pro-
place sometimes?
I do, but also we've been trained since we were little to go off and to experience the world and see things. And I guess I haven't been gone for very long, but I've been so excited about seeing things that I'm enjoying seeing things. And I know one day I'll have to go back.
I think the excitement is a good thing. But also, thank you so much for showing me this.
You're welcome. Let's see, anything else? And you see like a bunch of quick flashes of different places of the school, like different parts of art. You see a quick flash of a family that looks kind of like hers, as like an old Aurea memory slips in of her and her sister practicing on the front yard. And just little flashes of their home place.
You get to, well, I guess that is a question. What is your family like?
Oh, well. Opening the Google Doc. I remember most of it. Oh, yes. Well, my mother and sister are both clerics. They both have been serving the Lady of the Veil their whole life, and my father is a blacksmith. He makes a bunch of weapons for monks or clerics and repairs things. he probably would find you very fascinating.
I would probably find him equally fascinating. There is a spot in like the middle of this like showcase of memories that opens. And there's a contrast between like your father working in an anvil and Blackstone being literally made.
Oh, that's neat.
I think this is one thing that we have in common at the least. We have, well, I don't know. I guess in some ways it's very different, but it's similar enough that both of us have a parent that's a blacksmith.
We do share that. That is very interesting. And that makes a lot of sense why we're friends. But I would very much like to bring you there and show you all of the area and anyone else who'd like to come.
Well, hopefully we will be able to do that before, well, that's a very odd thing to say. I think this is a place that some people like go to when they pass on from this world, but that's not quite how things work for me. At least as far as I know.
Well, then I'd be very interested to... Maybe. So we have information for pretty much everyone. There might be something about you there. Anything with the spirit. Information passes through about them. The Lady of the Veil would know.
I would like to ask her, especially because, well, I almost mistook the Lady of the Veil for a completely different person at one point. But I think that's a story for a different day.
There was a day where I could have sworn there was a different Lady of the Veil. But then there was another one, and then there wasn't one, and there was another. That was a very confusing 15 minutes.
Keep telling you it was a dream.
I think you're right. I did hear about... Did you hear when we left how the population just expanded on one side as they just went on a tear through the city right before we left? But yes, we shall go. And we'll see if there's anything about you there. And anything the Lady of the Veil can tell us.
I would like that very much. Such a curious thing. But that explains so many things about you being good at punching things.
Well, thank you. Yes, it's kind of ingrained in anyone who wants to be a monk very early on.
You know, I didn't ask you. I asked you this about punching, but I suppose I should ask you the same question about what does flying feel like?
Oh, it's like walking. It's just natural. Have you ever... Do you want to be up in the air?
Well,
I can see if I can bring you up a little bit.
sure, but I think the feeling of I suppose, being able to fly whenever you want to is a bit different from things like climbing really tall trees or
That's true.
high buildings or things. But it sounds like it would be fun.
I will put my hands out, grab Blackstone as soon as they give the okay, and I'll try to fly them up in the air a little bit.
All right. If you want to make a strength check to see.
Yeah, I realized that was gonna happen. 12.
Ooh. Maybe
I'm trying to figure out how I would even assist in this situation, but I don't know if I can because
Jump a little, help us get off the ground.
What I imagine happening is you are kind of more hovering off the ground. Blackstone every now and then as Oria's kind of dipping, because I did mention there's a breeze, so maybe every now and then it's more of a gust that comes in and kind of pushes you about. But you are able to get up a little bit in the air. Blackstone, every now and then your boots are kind of just skimming the dirt floor around you. Yes, Theodora.
Can I pick Blackstone up and make it seem like Ori is doing a good job?
That
Are you doing it
was the
stealthily?
Windrar.
I feel like it's not stealthy, but I also feel like Oria's too busy focusing on not dropping Blackstone to pay attention.
Sure. So how about
Teamwork.
this? You roll a strength, and Aurea, why don't you roll perception with disadvantage because you're so focused on getting Blackstone in the air.
Can I do athletics?
Yeah, I love that.
Great.
That's a perception, you said?
Yes.
9.
Okay.
I also got a 12.
Okay. You know what? Did you roll with advantage because Sparky is back?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay, do that because Sparky would definitely be assisting in some way, shape, or form.
Well, no, because that's a nat 1.
Okay,
so
no, Sparky.
12.
Move
Well, he's
aside.
tired after that walk.
Yeah, he's tired. Okay, yeah, you're able to get a little bit further off. The rest of you are seeing this kind of comedic display of Aurea like trying to pull Blackstone up, and Deodora is just like that person. I forget which movie it is that wanders over and is like, I got you, and it just helps to lift a little bit more. You're now several feet off the ground, Blackstone. Your boots aren't hitting the dirt anymore.
Like
Aurea,
two parents in a pool with their child.
Pretty much.
This is going to be great. I anticipate so many more of these moments. Maybe I should learn how to fly next.
Oh, that would be that would be a lot of fun.
Oh,
I'm
Emily, I'm so
hu-
sorry. You
I'm
can put
huffing.
me down. You can put me down now if you'd
Okay.
like.
Oof. That would be fun, and then we could have a pie team and a ground team, an aerial and a ground.
I
feel like
just
that fits
turned to.
within I think that fits within my capability.
Actually,
We turn Blackstone's shoes into just jets. Iron Man style.
We're gonna make it a glowing scarf like Journey.
oh my god. I just turned to Welder and just say, I don't know. This is the first time I've seen this.
So Weldor was like sort of not yelling, but like speaking from still near the campfire as he was wrapping up. You're still probably, you're not far, like super far away. But as you look at him, you see like the distinct sounds of chopping on cutting board as he is chopping up green peppers, onions, and celery. Because Trinity, baby, if you know, you know. And is kind of putting that away for later. Sort of looks up and says, "First time for everything."
Yeah.
Being like anywhere close to the weirdest thing I've seen and with these eyes.
What was the weirdest thing you have ever seen?
Well, this big giant golem with a person controlling it inside. It would have been pretty cool if it wasn't trying to kill us.
Whoa.
We saw something like that
Did we?
Really?
with Sam when he was in the crystal construct thing.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I remember that. That was the first time I learned how to make these.
The soul knife.
Very true. Pulls my plate a little bit away from Blackstone, just in case.
Sparky growls.
One
and so does Diodora.
after the other.
You mess up one cheesecake, we never forgive that.
Oh.
But yeah, Pittyweather had made a construct and put somebody in it and was using them to power it.
As this conversation sort of kicks into this next gear, Weldor will having put all this stuff away and extinguishing the fire, look to the doors and say, because they're doors, right? If I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Have you finished your food?
So of the three, the bald one doesn't say anything. Just kind of has shoved the empty plate aside. The kind one that has had more of a conversation with Blackstone and Theodora, the red bearded one, Anders, has kind of been slowly collecting the plates and seemingly like tidying the campsite, cleaning up after whatever. Thanks. It was
Anytime.
delicious.
Glad you enjoyed it. At least some of you, anyway.
Don't mind him.
Are you gonna just leave that to the side for the birds, or you gonna clean up after yourself?
Theodora creeps up like, are you gonna finish that? 'Cause I'll eat it.
Carol just shoves the plate in your direction, Theodora.
I run off with it like Sparky. Like I stole something.
Like I can't eat it here. I have to eat it over there. Obviously.
Yeah, that's
Every
I
dog
don't know.
ever.
Yeah, I was like, that's what my dog does. You give him a treat and he runs off with
Yep.
it. Like he's gonna get stolen from you.
Right. Yep, my dog does too. Yep.
This is delicious. What are we doing next, I guess?
Well, as for me, I've got a bit of a query to follow up on. So I'm not headed back to town. At least not yet.
We also have to have some kind of dealings with a very fearsome spider.
And you see like the, you know how like the light in people's eyes sometimes is like a confirmation of something? And he looks at you, Blackstone. The fates are a lot of funny. Would it happen to be a Boneweaver by chance?
Yep.
Hold on. Yes.
Real convenient that you know. Oh, wrong line. Oh. Wrong character.
I know who that is though.
Let's all just adopt a southern accent.
The
It's
lifting,
Everybody.
the lifting of Blackstone took so much effort out of Aurea that we just switched characters real
We
quick.
just shifted into another
I would
character.
like to rage, please.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny.
I don't even remember what I was going to say now anymore.
That was so cute.
That it was a little bit convenient.
Oh, yeah.
Little bit. I see.
Oh, okay.
I think you're the big bad all of my characters do.
Yeah.
It's actually this big multi-planar adventure. Like Duval Dragons is going to be involved and all of this stuff.
Oh my
Kind of
god,
stuff.
I would totally play in that.
Yep, one big man. Can you imagine that overlay? Like one 20-person overlay. Like just
That
like
gives me
no
nightmares.
one's getting anything done.
No.
Like, nothing's actuing going to happen because it's just going to be all camp.
Why are you telling
Every
me
time
that?
you roll... Every time you roll a nat one, you change characters.
just pass the character sheet to the right.
Oh my god.
I've been on some character sheets like that. It's nuts. It's
wild.
It's whack. It's whack. It's wild. It's that. Anyway, so I'm specifically hoping to find me some Boneweaver shells. I don't know about you all, but I don't wish to do any harm to this fearsome spider you're alluding to.
In particular, we have to find bits of its webbing.
Typically comes with the territory, I'm sure. But I wouldn't recommend doing it any harm. There's only one of these, typically. And it is said that it's protected something. Seemingly a connection, or maybe even a portal between planes. So, we should be careful. But it seems like we're traveling together for a while longer then. If you wouldn't mind having me along for the ride.
I would love to have you, Weldor.
All right.
I do not have the means to transport you via anything with wheels that I can imagine, and also I don't think I can pick you up.
What?
But you would make a very enjoyable companion.
I mean, we were sent here to find you and talk to you. Are you talking? Because you're muted, I think.
Am I?
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there you are.
No. Mission accomplished, I suppose.
Yeah.
Turn my game up a bit.
So I think it would be foolish of us to say, you know, just say, see you later and then go our separate ways. When I think
that's
you might have answers for us that we're looking for.
All right. I'm happy to oblige. By the by, which one of you would you argue is the most foolhardy?
I point at Cal.
That's really funny.
I don't. I think we all, honestly, I think we all, like, at the same time, well, all of our heads turn just to look at Cal.
What? Sorry. That's the only thing I can do from Finn. I'm sorry. I tried.
I care very much for my friend, and he often does so with the very best of intentions, but it often winds him up in very dangerous situations.
I know the type.
He just nods his
Type
head.
pretty well.
Ori has trained in punching things for a very long time, so it makes sense that she punches things. And Theodora has hunted things for a very long time, so it makes sense that she takes strategic approaches to attacking things. Cal reads a lot of books, but then often decides to try to punch things. He is
Yes.
not very good at punching things.
But if you would like, once a day you are allowed to punch Cal. Just gently, though.
Yeah, that's part of his training. Preferably do it when he's least expecting it.
I feel like it would be important for your notes that he did ask for that. So
Yes, Cal did accept this. But
Long as
again,
there's some
gently,
consent.
not full-on punch. It's to help with, it's part of his training.
we went to a very
Fair.
we went to a
Have you
very
seen my
interesting
claws?
we went to a very interesting tournament one day, and it was after that that he decided that maybe other forms of combat, and I suppose engaging with the world in general, would be good to learn. Some of them more physical, so maybe hand-to-hand combat would be nice.
I see. Well. But if who'd be second in line then?
That's fair.
Well,
Because
it
if
depends what
it's
you mean by full-hearted, exactly.
recklessness.
Theodora and I have a habit of running in first. Blackstone has a habit of running the other way. Toby,
I see.
but I mean, I guess not in a bad way. I didn't mean that in like a bad way. Blackstone finds
out.
creative
Right.
ways to get out of the fight and other solutions, usually involving getting help and stuff as we need it. Sorry, I
Yes.
didn't mean that to sound bad.
It didn't.
Okay, and Toby tends to turn into other things.
Oh, this I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I
You do, buddy.
oh yeah,
It bees
me,
like
I'm
that.
good.
It bees like that sometimes.
Sometimes, if you like it,
It
like
me.
what you do.
I do that.
Toby also has very interesting other bits of knowledge. He taught me how to cook the first thing I have ever cooked successfully.
Yeah. I actually like baking, and I know a lot of pastries. So the first thing I thought teaching Blackstone to make was a cheesecake, and that was a whole venture. But at the end, it turned out one of the best cheesecakes I've ever tried.
It's just me with dinner then.
What was that? You kind of.
You should definitely assist me with dinner then.
I would love to. I would love to, if you don't mind. I'm not the. My mom's like very. She runs the kitchen, and if I get in the kitchen, she gets mad at me. So, I won't want that with you, Weldor. I could help set on the plates and everything, but
How are you with making a roux?
I don't think I've ever done that.
Low and slow.
What is a roux? Is this also something that you use to cover dinners?
It's a base. You make it with flour and like butter.
Or oil. I don't know what you're making.
Yeah.
It's a base.
Don't worry. I'll show you.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm gonna try to do something a little weird, Jordan. I'm gonna see if I can burn. Fuck it. Let's say 10 spirit points. Because I would like
Counterspell.
to.
It's so many spirit points.
Yeah, it is.
I have Maid Slayer feet suddenly.
Fireball.
Because I would like to essentially, using one spell slot, cast the same spell twice.
Okay.
And I place a hand on Oria's shoulder
Okay.
and a hand on Deodora's shoulder.
I use a key point to cast disengage.
I imagine as this is happening,
And
the
I
rest of
cast
you
Inflict Wounds! No, I'm just kidding.
Disintegrate.
Imagine that as this is happening, everyone's also breaking down camp and making sure everything's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you both feel this sudden surge of energy and this, even if you're like a particularly fearless person, this, if just that little anxiety in your minds is gone, as I cast Death Ward on both of them.
Ooh. Fuck yes, bitch.
We're gonna do the stupidest
Oh,
dance start
hell
right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
We
do
can't
the
die.
most ridiculous shit.
Ridiculous
Yes.
stuff right now.
I'm gonna pull a cow ASAP. That's what
I
we're
run
calling
straight
from now on.
into the first dragon's den I find.
Yes.
It's
God,
my
you
turn!
damn.
I stick my full arm into a dragon's mouth.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Anyway, this should help you feel a little bit better when we're in danger.
Feel energized. April's laughing, and I don't know why, but I really want to know.
He cast Death Ward on us so he can kill us twice.
I
It's a
knew
power
it.
move, and I love it.
What a power move. I was gonna ask everybody, what is your favorite flower? And I go, Oreo, where's your favorite flower?
Oh, probably, daffodils.
Daffodils. Got it. Blackstone, where is your favorite flower?
Processing.
I would.
Probably red orchids from the Eastern Garden.
Okay. Theodora, what are your favorite flowers?
Oh, I guess I would say chrysanthemums.
Oh, I love those. Robo loves them. And Weldor, what are your favorite flowers?
I'm particularly partial to the pink roses.
All right. Coming right up. And I use Druidcraft. And I make necklaces and, wristbands. What are they called? Where you put
Bracers?
them in.
Friendship bracelets?
Here, are you making
Friendship bracelet for everybody with their favorite flowers.
Aww.
Amazing.
So
I
cute.
love it.
Oh my god.
Now you're forgiven for missing last week.
Oh, thank you.
We were holding it against you until this moment.
So I just made each of the bracelets has the everyone's favorite flowers on them. So everybody has daffodils and red orchids and chrysanthemums and pink roses. And my favorite flower, which is the violet. Well, Toby's.
I love that.
Not a nice of you.
And I just hand everybody a friendship bracelet.
Put it on so fast. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So now let's go find this spider's den, then.
To the spider den.
To the spider den.
All right.
All right. And as you
Who's coming
all...
with us?
I'm sorry?
He says this out loud. Are the dwarves coming with us? They don't look particularly ready for travel.
Yes, they make excellent bait.
Oh, I can help
And I
them
look
with that.
exactly at only one of them.
Gerald,
I
you
go-
can literally hear muttering, bitch.
I go over
underneath.
to
Oh, and it's
Anders
true,
and
Gerald, it's
hand
true.
them one of my daggers.
One of my.
Everyone
Which
but
one?
Gerald gets weapons.
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, which one you giving the dagger
You give
to?
Gerald a jag, I'm
Anders.
taking it.
Anders? Okay, Anders will take the dagger.
Perhaps cast death one on the wrong.
And Anders gets one, and Thomas gets one.
Got
I
it.
think I,
The blonde, the one that was a little emotional, yes. Yes. Gerald, you get none.
Fuck Gerald.
None for
Gerald
Gerald.
just
Not
gets
for
like
Gerald.
a root.
Okay. All of
Like-
you are
what I will give Gerald one thing.
okay.
I give Gerald hold on. Okay, I have enough of these, so that works. I give Gerald just it like y'all would know it's a torch. It's just like, hey, here's a stick with a bit of wrapping on the top of it. I'm almost like, here you go. In the case of an emergency, you should light this on fire. But because you were in the middle of the woods, please be careful where you light a fire, because if you light the fire inappropriately, other things will come and attack you, and we will not be able to protect you from all of them at once.
Right. Okay.
They're gonna die.
Only one of them will.
And we'll say,
Jesus,
as you
April.
all have now cleaned up your camp, had some pre-day bonding, and start to head towards the river, towards the ruins. Now's an excellent time for a break.
Hey.
So, make sure to enter that giveaway. We are giving 2 bundles of the TTRPG for trans rights in Florida away. There's over 500 systems up for grabs. It's beautiful bundle. And we're gonna be back in about 10 to 11 minutes. So So stay tuned for some awesome things, and we'll be back shortly.
I cast Mass Dominate Person on everyone.
No!
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day. On the Sword Coast, your allies will help with blades and bows and magic as well. Hey, hey. Heroes on their way. Fighting together against overwhelming odds. Fighting together in favor of multiple gods. Idle champions of the forgotten realms. Idle champions, adventure never ends. Idle champions, hit your wall and there. Idle champions, you will say it again. Idle champions.
Easy to.
I'm bored.
We can go scream at the cat for another hour.
Nah, I'm tired of screaming at the cat.
Shut up with that! Be bored no more with 1985 games. Enjoy their vast variety of products and help bring your tabletop to a whole new level. With easy-to-use dungeon sticky notes. The deck of stories holds prompts and adventure hooks for any setting, and thousands of cutout game pieces with their dungeon craft.
You've come all this way for nothing, fool! The princess is mine! You'll never get away with this, Malapor!
Write everything down in your Hero Notes journal and start your adventure today! Visit the World Wide Web address 1985games.com and find many helpful products such as their Dungeon Craft series, battle maps, deck of stories, miniatures, dungeon notes, and now VHS dice. Again, that's 1985games.com.
It's almost like when you smell something baking in the kitchen. It's the identity of this cheesecake again. Okay.
Okay, so
it's just kind of slowly wafting up, and you
Basically-
see it has like a hole in it. The soul of the cheesecake has been hurt, essentially. That's what it is. Like,
Okay,
you just
so-
hurt the soul of the cheesecake.
Like, I feel like what we have coming out of here is like the literal.
Land really.
Lynn
does
does.
Hire
look
Lynn
amazing.
and
Hire
never tell Farrah to stop talking about Lynn.
That's
Yep.
Hello, everyone,
'Cause it's
and
Fair's
welcome
channel.
back. Hope you're able to get up, stretch, do all the things that need to be done. And we're gonna jump back into our episode. We had so far a very wholesome morning as breakfast was had. Blackstone saw for a moment what it is like to fly. Thanks to Oria's expertise. We also got some lovely little Oria lore along with that. And some flower friendship bracelets happened as the group now sets off towards the ruins. So, the river isn't deep, nor does it move quickly. As your boots arrive on the opposite shore, you can hear and feel the crumbling of stone. The grass and dirt around much of this area seems to be the remnants of stone tiles and petrified earth. The two pillars are on either side of you about 10 feet apart. The columns marred with broken stone, ivy, and long-forgotten braziers at the top. To your left and right are two of the dilapidated buildings. The past and borders of these homes barely clinging to the present. As you all pass, why don't you make a perception check for me, please?
Ooh. That's good. I get advantage on these thanks to my Savino shield.
21 for Deodora.
Okay, 21.
26 for Weldor.
26 for Weldor.
8.
8 for Oria.
9.
9 for Toby. And Blackstone, what did you roll in your perception check?
I did not roll.
Okay, can you roll, please?
0.
Okay, you said you would like a perception.
Just
Perception,
refuses
please.
to proceed.
Perception.
Please,
I love perception.
That is a 17.
17. Okay, so Deodora and Weldor, you two are the ones that notice. The house on the left has a very worn away fresco. The whole thing is about 3 by 5, with parts of it missing in sections. A fresco is basically like an old painting, almost like a mosaic. From what you can tell, it appears to be of a large weeping willow with branches of luscious green, brown, and gray. It stands on a hill surrounded by water. Around the middle, a dark serpent with teal colorations is twisting around the tree. Below that, you can see that the tree is dotted with lines of gray, red, and black, giving it a dried out, dead look.
Is this a puzzle? Because I'm bad at that.
No, it's just something
Okay.
of note in
I'm
this.
just like,
Because the house itself, think of it like it's just cobblestone and stone and ivy and vegetation and petrified, whatever it may be. There's old planks that is in this place. However, on the left house, on this kind of back wall, the only wall that is for the most part whole, minus the ceiling, because the ceiling is gone. This fresco is pretty prominent for the both of you as you both are kind of just taking things. It's just something of note that's
Okay.
It's of the things out here, this is probably the most strange you've seen. So
had to
Is he in
ask because I
ruins?
was like,
Nope.
the way you described it, I was like, this is a puzzle, but I don't know what
No.
I'm supposed to do with this.
just a point of interest, that's all.
You said when you said snake, I was like, see, no, so
I had the
Yeah.
same thought. I was like, ooh, Garden of Eden. What
Let's
is this? What we
go.
doing?
We out here.
Not doing that,
Um,
no. It's just something of note. That's
All right. As he sort of takes in that scenery, he'll kind of spin around. Almost forgot. And he'll point at himself, Blackstone, and Toby, and just sort of like twist his left hand, and you see this long white cloth sort of ribbon, like almost like out of a kind of side pocket, fan around the three of us, and I'm going to cast aid again, giving us
Aid?
each aid. Yep, 5, giving us 5 current hit points and 5, and also changes your maximum. So add 5 additional hit points there as well. And that's also for $8. So that I can actually have a challenge when I kill everybody.
I knew it. So Toby just turned to everybody. I think we need to be a little more quiet around this part. So huddle up if you don't mind. And
Clang.
Exactly.
I get to the opposite side of Weldor.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace.
Nice.
We all stop.
For
Thank you.
each creature you choose. Okay, so it's for the duration. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you. So it's us and the dwarves.
I shoved Weldor out of the 30 feet.
Seats taken.
You can pass with Trace.
clang as Weldor is bouncing off of the stones.
So I just just put my arms close to each other and put my hands, and I from expanding my hands, a lot of leaves start to just rolling around like a kamehameha with all the leaves. But as soon as I just snap, the leaves just put on everybody's shoes, I guess, and they're all like they're like Crocs of leaves.
That's amazing. That might be the best description I've ever heard.
So they don't crunch at all, so they're super, super silent. If anything, they sound like when wind goes through a tree or something. Mm-hmm. So everybody has +10 to their dex stealth checks.
Awesome. I would like to stealth.
Okay.
I'll definitely stealth.
Why don't we
as well.
do a quick stealth check then?
Awesome.
I will.
Incredibly 22.
Nice.
I'm tempted to just be like, can I just do a passive stealth thing?
What's passive stealth?
Passive stealth.
10 plus your modifier.
Yep.
Okay. So what did anyone roll below a 15?
Oh, I got a 30.
No, I got a dirty 20 with disadvantage.
Nice.
Thanks, Pass Without Trace.
So,
Yep, same here.
So because we're rolling stealth, Jordan, I have a very interesting situation for you.
Yes.
I rolled a nat 1. I would like to point out with that nat 1, however, that the total still comes to a 20.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Man.
I have a stealth.
Wild.
I have a stealth bot of 9.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Mine was 19.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll for the dwarves?
I have the dwarves, but if you want to roll for your owlbear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mine was 30.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure we heard that.
That's... Or it just disappears.
No,
the only way Blackstone could have gotten less than me was rolling a natural 1.
Amazing.
Okay.
So I should say that the Pass Without Trace includes our familiars too.
It's literally just your owlbear because of the size. Everybody else's familiars are kind of on them, so not making as much noise. It's just because Bonita is larger.
Yeah, so he got a 26.
Okay. All right. You all are moving through these kind of ruins. There are 3 houses, or what remains of them. The path starts to take you outside of these ruins to the right if you're coming in from the river and then kind of taking that right. The stone path becomes a little bit more difficult to step. And Blackstone, you're not exactly used to being out and about in this kind of way. You're used to more of those paved roads that are relatively upkept. So you do, why don't you make, I'll allow this. If you want to make a dexterity savings throw as all of a sudden your foot collides with just this kind of outcropping. The mist is kind of still hovering over the ground, and it snags your foot as you're stepping.
That is going to be a 24 on that saving throw.
Okay. So you do land. You don't make as much noise as you would have beforehand, but you are at the moment just prone. And at that moment is when your eyes settle in on what's directly in front of you, almost imprinted into the stonework itself is a skull.
Does this look familiar in any way?
No, I mean it doesn't have a distinct. It's not like it's like a carving. This looks like it's a humanoid skull that's been left behind.
Oh, okay.
Jordan, I know I'm familiar with the ruins. Does anything like look, even though the houses themselves are a bit out of like hock and a bit odd that
Sure.
they'd be here, does any of it strike a chord with me or look like different?
If you want to make a history check to compare to your memory from the last time, because it has been probably at this point a few months since you've been back in this area.
It won't matter. 5.
No,
3 plus 2.
it looks relatively the same.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, it looks relatively the same, though I will say, you know that up ahead, once you kind of clear the ruins, that the road tends to kind of disappear. And it's not because of necessarily anything natural. It just becomes more difficult to move through because of webbing and threads that are all over the place. So take that for what you will.
Sure. No doubt we're getting closer.
Well, if the skull is any indicator, then probably.
Do you all continue onwards?
Sure.
I do.
We push Weldor in front of us.
I-
Just kidding.
I
Weldor and
continue
Gerald
to
leading the pack.
we pushed Gerald.
stealthily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm flying. I don't want to touch the ground. I don't want to touch any of this web,
Okay.
so I'm just gonna.
Aura, you'll notice this as well. The flying area shrinks slightly as now the outcropping of trees is kind of cradling this kind of meandering path. And from it, you also see there are these threads that are kind of dangling. Some of them seem to be occupied with some creatures that unfortunately were caught in this as you're continuing to go. You continue. I need another stealth check as this is happening because this is a few minutes now. We're kind of doing a stealth challenge to see how you're all moving.
Oh, this will be fine, I'm sure.
This went a lot
Oh,
better.
okay.
I'm so very sorry. I roll with disadvantage, and disadvantage gave me 2 nat 1s.
Oh
no.
Let's fucking go.
Okay.
Amazing.
Put those dice away.
Yep, they're done for the day.
24 for
24.
me.
16 at disadvantage.
16,
17.
17. What did Albert get?
Oh. This dude rolls better than me. So 29.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. He's a sneaky boy.
All right. And you see Anders is moving, not moving as quickly as this is all very new to them. Sin, what did you roll? What did you roll in stealth?
Total of 34.
That's better.
There we go. Okay, cool.
That seems right.
Thomas and Gerald unfortunately also rolled ones.
Jesus.
Fuck Gerald.
Fucking Gerald.
Fucking
Gerald.
Can we say I got a nat 1 because Gerald got in my way and I
Sure.
tripped over.
I
say
told
that
you Gerald
Gerald-
was gonna be bait.
This is what I'll say
Yeah,
it
you called
happens. Gerald also is kind of moving through this area, and similarly to Blackstone, ends up slipping and falling face first into several skulls and more of these kind of remains that have been left over, and immediately picks up and starts screaming very high pitched and starts running into Deodora. Deodora, caught off guard at both the noise as well as this little dwarf that just impacted. Deodora, I'll say this: if you want to make a dexterity savings throw to prevent yourself from being completely knocked over.
Yeah, I'm great at those.
Thomas is also, he's not screaming, but he's tangled currently in some of the web. He's trying to get himself off and is making a rustling of that noise. Yes, Deodora.
7.
Okay. You come clinging to the ground.
April's so disappointed in me.
As this is happening. The rest of you...
Oh, it's Gerald's fault, not yours. I'm not
That's
disappointed in
Gerald.
you.
It's Gerald's fault. The rest of you notice up ahead, because now you're in kind of this clearing, you see that there appears to be a stone fountain in the middle of the path. Surprisingly, instead of water, a petrified oak stands in the middle. The top seems to be broken off and charred, like something with a large amount of force hit this place. The grass is almost completely covered with thick white and silver thread. The trees are also completely covered with this. As you all, except Deodora and the dwarves right now, also see that there are several things moving. Some of the threads that are behind the fountain are starting to bend, and it looks like almost like these sticks are kind of slowly moving.
If I'm not mistaken, scientifically, I believe that spiders use their webbing as a network of sensing things through vibrations, kind of like bats in echolocation. Oh no.
So we probably shouldn't touch any of those.
Yeah, like right as you say that, I just look at the people taken up in webbing and go, oh no.
Fucking Gerald.
Fucking Gerald!
Please help.
Oh.
I go to help Deodora.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep a watch now.
Okay.
While people are helping each other.
Why don't you make a perception check?
Seems like a good time to be perceptive.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Could be, you know.
Oh, ooh, that's good. It's upside down. 24.
Okay. With the 24, you notice those sticks kind of moving towards the back of the fountain, which is the fountain itself is about 40 feet away. These kind of, they look like sticks for a moment, and then it kind of, your image sharpens as you're focusing. You can see that these larger kind of sticks look more like legs. They have some kind of barbed ending to them as they're kind of lightly stepping forward. You notice another from the right also slowly moving in. The last one you notice.
Oh, God, no.
This one looks different. It's larger. It's coming in from the left. And instead of these kind of black sticks, for a moment it looks like bits of skeleton are kind of moving. As these kind of skeletal legs, white, pure white ivory, are kind of just treading across quietly. This one is probably at this point about 30 or so feet. It has not noticed you yet, but it seems to be investigating the area. This one's much larger.
As I don't want to yell because I feel like that's a bad idea. I'm gonna like tap Blackstone as they're walking away and just like pointing in a direction and like pointing for another direction and like in my head screaming, Blackstone! Blackstone! It's got a skeleton leg! It's a skelly spider. That's not normal. Thinking because I know that Blackstone can hear everything we're saying in our heads. Just yelling at Blackstone about all these spiders. But I do tap you as you're walking away. So
Just giving Blackstone a look like.
I see you tapping and making expressions, and I'm like, is this a sign? So I use like telepathy, and I use telepathy to immediately probably get like the full sirens at like full volume, being like, there's an actual problem. And like, oh, I suppose that would be potentially dangerous. I should probably warn everyone. Hello, everyone. This is your resident warning system.
Your captain speaking.
Based on the information presented to me by Aurea, and then everyone like hears the like a sudden explosion of screaming and distress.
spiders!
We may be in imminent danger. Prepare yourselves accordingly. And then you hear the same little like beeping sound that you hear on an airplane when the captain stops talking.
Boom, boom, boom.
Fasten seatbelt sign has been turned off.
So basically,
Why
what
is the
you're saying
Wi-Fi
is,
not working?
basically what you're saying is we understood about none of that if it's an airplane, because I never understood what people were saying.
Close to the mic. I love it. Okay.
And yeah, everyone knows now. And I'm gonna try to stay sneaky and not let it see me, so I can surprise it, I guess.
You see after a few moments the kind of stick-figured ones step forward. They're jet black. But you can tell even amongst the mist and the kind of terrain around you, they have bright red eyes that are kind of just peering through, looking. Definitely a lot smaller than the larger one that has just entered into the fray. The black ones also have around their legs and on, you can see as they're moving, their underbellies, this deep crimson red that's kind of emitting some kind of aura. The larger of the three, all of you will get a clearer view as it steps out into the clearing. Its long legs literally look like a skeleton's like femur. Think of just the bone structure as it steps forward. Its head kind of swiveling from side to side, and its eyes are constantly being housed by, it appears to have 6 of these kind of skulls that are kind of across his head, almost acting as lashes and protective gear, covering itself, covering those eyes, and then moving up as it's moving around. It's silver. It's almost translucent. For a moment, you think that it actually blends into the threads around this place as this ghost of a spider is moving through. Taking note of the 2 black ones that have come in, but as of right now, because of those skill checks, and because I rolled a nat 1 for their perceptions for right now, they have not noticed you. But I will need another skill check for stealth, please.
Aw, shit.
Okay, that is a 26.
Pass out a trace is still going, right? Okay, 32. 33.
33? Okay.
My stealth is +8. We're dex.
We're dex. I rolled a
It's like
natural
we
20,
do dex
but
here.
at disadvantage. It is it was a 12 on the die.
Okay.
So I had to say it because it makes me sad. But that's a 23.
Okay. Deodora?
21 for Deodora.
Nice.
Thanks,
And
Bash,
Toby?
for that trace.
21 for both Belita and me.
Okay. The dwarves rolled high this time around.
Oh, good.
I would fucking throw Gerald into a spider.
Anders has like quickly clapped his hand across Gerald's mouth as they're trying to quickly free him from the thread. You actually see the glint of silver as the dagger is kind of poised underneath Gerald's like chin to make sure he gets the point to shut up. as you all now, what are you doing? The fountain and the tree that Ursula described is before you, but so are several of these creatures.
The total of 3, Jordan?
Mm-hmm. One large, and then the other 2, I would say, are medium-sized.
How
far
apart is...
Great minds, baby! Great minds!
The fountain...
I'm gonna let you do this one. Ask that question.
So I'll set the scene. The fountain is 40 feet. The black spiders have been moving in. They were about 50, 60, and they're slowly moving in this direction, searching. So probably at this point, they're about 45. The largest is the closest. It is, at this point, almost between you and the fountain. But it's to the side as it's coming in from another section.
Would the 3 of them be within a 20-foot radius of each other?
Yes, they would be.
Just reach out a hand, and I'm going to cast Silence.
So good. Okay.
And there's just you all, like, feel this, like, whisper on the wind, and then raises a hand. They can't hear us right now. So, what would y'all like to do? We got about 10 minutes, but if they move, well, they'll be out of range. Well, I guess they have to completely move out, so you get the idea.
So I'm trying to measure the amount of space between, like, all of the webs. I want to see if I can do some, like, acrobatic nonsense to get to where we're trying to get to in the fountain while disturbing as little as possible.
Okay. If you would like to make an acrobatics check, it will be disadvantaged because the entire area is covered in threads. So you're going to be moving through it with some difficulty because you're going to be, it's technically difficult terrain because it's sticky. You're having to pull and make a lot of noise, even though the creatures have been silenced and can't hear you. You being able to do that is still going to be a thing.
I'm going to go ahead and just put the inspiration die over here real quick.
Hey!
Yes, I'm glad that was the worst one. So, we have an acrobatics of 17.
Okay. And are you doing this? How are you doing this? I think is a better question.
Like, have you ever seen, like, those laser scenes in a James Bond movie where people are, like, crawling under things, over stuff, doing backflips and all this other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
That is literally what Black Soda is trying to do.
Okay. The reason I asked is, are you doing this and trying to make as little movement on the thread as possible, or?
Yep, like, basically, I'm trying to do this in a way that I can, I guess, move through the thread while disturbing as little of it as possible because I do not want to draw the attention of these
Got
spiders.
it. Okay. I'm going to roll. Even though they can't hear you, they can still feel the vibrations through the thread. So I'm going to roll.
Roll a perception.
Yeah, just to see.
Is it a disadvantage because they can't hear?
I mean, no.
I have to ask.
No,
I'm just
it's not.
saying. You're the DM, you can do what you want.
So, Blackstone, you are able to slowly. How are you moving your full walking speed to get to the tree, or?
Well, I have no idea. If I can, then I will try to. But I will explain to the party before I go.
Okay.
I'm going to try to sneak in here and see if I can grab what we came for without disturbing anything. Since they can't hear us right now, this might be the best time. But, you know, for the sake of protecting people, if it so happens, I will probably stab them because I'm better with knives than I am with punching.
Hang on, and I just give you the vial that what's her face?
Ursula
gave me. Ursula gave me the Ursula vial. I just give it to you.
Oh, that would be useful. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
And then I go into the webs and do the things.
All right. The two black spiders are kind of just don't seem to have noticed. The larger does turn its head in your direction, but isn't making any movements.
It's one of those things where I see it do stuff and I just like freeze in place, like don't see me.
Yep. It definitely is looking in your direction. You actually see some of the skulls are kind of flipping as it's trying to focus its eyes on a single target. For the moment, you get the sense that perhaps the fountain is obscuring the view of you from this creature.
Cover.
As you are able to get right up against the fountain in the tree.
Question. Can I cast a minor illusion of a bird just flying away or just flapping his wings?
What's the range of minor illusion?
30 feet.
You certainly can. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll minor illusion like a bird,
Sure.
flapping his wings and just going away, and like trying to distract from
Sure.
Blackstone.
Jordan, are there any shells that I see from where I am?
Why don't you do a quick investigation check?
Oh, I'm terrible.
And keep in mind how carefully you're moving, because this entire area is covered with thread. So whatever you're doing investigation-wide is going to be making some...
Just looking with my beady eyes.
Perfect.
16.
16. You see towards the left, away from the fountain, it's more almost behind you slightly. About 20 to 25 feet, there's a mound that you can see is a dull gray. It's almost completely covered. It takes you a moment. It looks like the corpse of this Boneweaver. But you can see that this thing has molted. By that check, it's been a few weeks, so that might explain why it's a little bit more translucent and ivory currently as it's getting used to its new shell. But yes, you do see it's rather large, but it is behind you.
Closer to the spiders or away from them?
Away, so it's left about 20 feet and like somewhat back. You'd be moving away from everybody.
Okay.
Including the spiders. What is everybody else doing as this is happening?
You said that they were silenced, right? They can't hear outside from... Oh, okay.
Yeah. They cannot hear. You would know this, Toby. They don't solely rely on being able to hear everything. They feel the vibrations in their threads, which are littered all over the place. There's more thread than there is road currently.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't know what else to do. If I'm just gonna prepare myself. If they come through, I'm just gonna cast minor illusion again.
Okay.
To make them see a giant eagle. No, not giant. It's an eagle.
Okay. Sure.
Like a really mean eagle, so they can distract them from us.
All right. Let's do one more stealth check.
As we do that, this is perfect timing for this. Weldor will say, gotta point out the shells. I'm gonna head that direction. In case things go awry. Don't worry, I got a plan. And he's gonna hold command. And if any of the three start to move towards Blackstone, myself, or the others, he's going to command it to stop.
Okay.
So let's stealth. Holy shit! I rolled really well. Another natural 20 canceled by disadvantage. But that is still a 28.
Holy
Nice.
I rolled
Fancy.
a that 17 plus 1 plus 10.
Okay. Theodora.
Pass without a trace, baby.
Stealth is. Oh, I haven't been adding my +1. Whatever, it doesn't matter. That's 25 with disadvantage.
Nice. There you go.
Actually, the DC was 26, so.
Well, I'm gonna go play video games.
I got a 20, a dirty 20,
Mhm.
and Bolita got a 28.
Love it. Aurea.
28.
Nice. And Blackstone. You are muted, my love.
Mute.
This is a stealth, correct?
Yes.
Yee.
34.
This was the time for us to roll this well.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I rolled perception on the spiders again.
Mhm.
With the two black ones specifically have disadvantage because they are not as connected to the threads.
That's fair.
They don't notice anything. The one that seems to be the Boneweaver has started to kind of shift curiously. It's not moving in a rush. It's moving very, almost inquisitively over. But it's moving slowly. Blackstone, you have time to do whatever you're about to do.
So we came here to get. Was it either like a particular item from this tree, or B, what bit of like? Well, I mean, I'm guessing not a bit of webbing. Right. So is the like? Can I see the item that we're here to get?
Yeah. I mean, it's takes you a moment. Roll a perception check. I'll say
Okay.
that. Lies. I apologize. Roll a spirit check.
Oh.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's been a minute since we've done this.
That is an 18.
Okay. You're focusing in on the thread, and in the hollow of this tree, it seems to be the center for a lot of it. But there's a lot of thread covering this tree. And for a moment, it's almost like the moonlight and dew is shining on this thread as it pops out with a faint blue kind of glow. There's a large portion of this in here, and it spreads out. It is around the rest of the area, but it's very almost interwoven between the other threads. So you can certainly get it out. How are you going to get it out, though, as it is tangled?
So you said there's like spirit webs over here?
Yeah. You can gather that this is what Ursula has been wanting.
So, like, normally this would probably be the time to go and get the thing. But I think instead, I'm going to, like, I'm going to take this moment as my action to ask Weldor a question.
Okay.
Weldor, what did you say that the Boneweaver makes? A thing that allows people to travel between dimensions.
Oh yeah, I can respond in head right now. I was on the side, I was like, fuck. It's not that it makes that, from what I understand. It's more of a, it protects that connection between planes.
Hmm.
And like, there's a pregnant pause. Why?
Because there's this pearl over here, and I'm probably going to try to remove it. That may put me in imminent danger.
That's a pretty decent speculation on your part. Based off of that information, like, would I know that like these two things are connected, Jordan?
The thread and the Boneweaver? Yeah.
Specifically, that the pearl is what the Boneweaver is protecting.
So, it's, let me take it back. It's not a pearl that's in there.
Oh.
It's basically the threads have knotted so much that they're in kind of this ball. There's not a pearl in there.
Okay. So
There
what do you have
we-
over there?
I'm gonna take the tip of one of these spirit arrows and try to cut the threads loose. Okay, that look that you just made.
Yeah.
Let's ask a question before we do that. What am I able to gather about how to, like, my options to remove this? Because I can see the spirit things are happening. I do not know if these are going to be part of what keeps it stuck here.
Sure. I was more so just making the face because it was an idea I wasn't anticipating. So that's why I was just like, oh, whoa.
But yeah, I was like, I think, well, I can't imagine it. Well, you know, something, if it damages anything, we'll just have to fight with Ursula
It's
later. So I'm going to see about trying to, I guess we'll start with a single thread. I'm going to see if, like, from what I can see in the energy of this ball, if I cut off one of the threads that come from it, what happens?
Okay. Are you going for a regular thread or are you going for the one that's more blue?
I think I'll try a regular thread first just to see what happens.
Okay. And you're using a spirit arrow or your regular dagger?
I'm going to use a spirit arrow for this.
The spirit arrow cuts through the thread. The normal thread, no problem.
Okay. So I'm going to use the spirit arrow to remove the rest of the normal thread.
Okay.
That I can around it.
Sure. I will say too, because it is going to take you a little bit as this is happening. How long does silence last, Weldor? 10 minutes? Okay, you're getting towards the end of that spell.
Okay. And then I think I'm going to cut a single one of the threads going away from this ball of energy and see what happens.
Okay. The tip of the arrow connects with an outcropping of this kind of ball, and you cut the blue thread. And from the tree, as soon as that happens, the blue kind of moves out of the tree and around the area to the left as it goes dark.
So basically, something dies.
Yeah.
What happens to the ball?
The ball's still there. There are still some threads. It's a little bit dimmer, but there are still blue threads that are moving towards the right and the back.
Okay.
But the whole left side has now lost that shine that it had.
Okay. So I'm going to put the arrow away, and I'm going to try to use a normal knife to cut those.
Okay.
And see what happens. To cut another thread and see what happens.
All right. As that happens, I need one more skill check.
A skill check. Which one do you want?
Stealth. From everybody. Weldor, I'm imagining you're doing some, reconnaissance of what you're looking for.
I'm essentially, I've been slowly walking
Sure.
my way over to it. Yeah.
Okay. If you want to just roll.
No, that was what the last skill check was for.
Yeah. If you want to roll investigation with yours, and I'll let you know how much you get.
Okay. Oh shit! Thank goodness. I'm only really high now. 21.
21. Oreo, what did you get?
Natural of a 20 for 38.
Okay. Toby and your owlbear.
I got a 30, and Walida got a natural 20, so 31.
Amazing. Deodora, I know you're having some audio issues.
I can hear now.
Oh, you can? Okay, cool.
I'm good.
What did you
I
roll?
got a 28 on my
Hey.
stealth check.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Fucking
Blackstone,
armor. What armor?
22.
22. All right, and let me roll for the dwarves.
Swear to God, Gerald.
I swear to God.
Let me see. Oh no.
If Gerald gets another natural one, I'm gonna feed him to the spider. I'm gonna feed him to a spider.
Well, he did roll a 2. So,
Oh, well, this out of
Gerald's
one.
gonna get 8.
so with his stealth of 1, he's a
Fucking go.
3.
Yep. So 13?
No. Okay.
Mission wasn't to bring back all these guys. It's fine.
So lots of things are happening at once.
Yeah.
Weldor, you are able to get roughly, I'd say about a pound or 2 of shells
Okay.
that you're able to grab, and unless there's anything else, like you do see kind of similar to the one that's moving around, there is like the skull and stuff in the back. So if there is more that you wish to procure, you can just message me. You're able to get quite a bit. You've done.
Oh
this
yeah,
before.
I'll take as much as I possibly can.
Sure.
For what I'm attempting to accomplish. So, yeah.
Blackstone,
As much as physically possible, essentially.
Sure. Your blade, the normal one, cuts through, and you're able to preserve the blue thread alive and well.
Okay, I'm gonna take the normal knife and just cut through the rest of it then.
Okay. We'll stay for the sake of it. You're able to get about... How much are you trying to get? Let's ask that question, actually.
How much of what?
Of the thread.
Oh, like, as far as I know, I'm supposed to bring, like, whatever, like, the knot that it was, like, that it became, right?
You're supposed to
That's
bring
what-
as much as basically would fill the vial, unless you were trying to bring anything else.
Okay, well, no, that's it. I'm just,
Okay.
like, I'm just trying to do this mission because I want Warren to have her pearl back. So I'm, like, not trying to do extras because I
Sure.
don't like this person.
As the thread kind of goes into the vial, the thread seems to transform into almost like this silver liquid that starts filling the vial itself. You gather that probably you've gotten about 50 feet of this thread into the vial. It's a normal sized vial, but in its liquid form.
Can I leave? Oh, like, if I can get that from just cutting off bits of thread,
Yeah.
can I just take the thread and leave that big knot that it leads
Yeah.
to here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I imagine you are literally, you got it, and you're about to turn around as once again Gerald starts to yell. And Anders quickly shoves him
Jesus
to
Christ.
get him to stop.
What a fucking ass.
The Boneweaver has...
Hey,
I
hey,
think Theodore's about
Anders,
to eat him.
Anders, what if you just push him into the webbing where the spiders are?
Yeah, just
The
eat the
Boneweaver at
spider.
this point has... hang on one second, Theodora, I do see you. The Boneweaver has almost made it to the fountain at this point. The opposite side from where you are, Blackstone. Theodora, yes.
I would like to come up to Gerald and growl in his ear. If you make a sound, it's not the spider you'll have to worry about.
Make an intimidation check.
Can I
pull one of
get
these? Like,
advantage.
Yeah, can I help?
Yeah.
can I get one of these like Survivor from Dead by Daylight moments of basically just trying to hide from like the red cone of like the spider's vision?
Uh-huh.
23.
23?
Intimidation check.
Okay. Gerald immediately, I mean, his mouth is covered by Anders. He's got a knife underneath his throat, and he's got Theodora right behind him. He is looking pretty intimidated and quickly shuts up. I know Weldor just messaged me that would potentially trigger the command action that they were holding in case the Boneweaver had gotten closer. So we'll just say for this moment, as things are kind of happening, what are the rest of you doing? Toby, Oria, Blackstone, what are you doing before we resolve what Weldor just did? Or is about to do?
if I've collected what I need to get, I'm going to try to stealth my way out of here.
Okay, go ahead and roll another stealth out. Toby and Oria, what are you doing?
Do you want a stealth or acrobatics out?
Either or.
Okay. That is a 36 on stealth.
Okay. Fucking rogues,
Look
man.
at that. Can do the spiders or the other things hear or feel us, or they're turning to us?
The Boneweaver is just on the opposite side of the fountain. The two black spiders, who have kind of just been chilling for a bit, I've been rolling, and they've been rolling very low on passive or on perception checks. However, the silent spell has ended, so they are also slowly starting to come over into the area a little bit more quickly, because they're a little bit smaller.
Okay. Can I cast? I don't know if Druidcraft will allow me that. Minor illusion to create a sound, a range for whisper scream. Okay. Yes. So can I cast minor illusion and point it like I don't know, what's the range? 30 feet from us.
That's about where
away?
they are. That's about where they are. They're about 30 feet.
Okay. So the opposite. Well, just away from us.
Sure. You
One
can
track.
kind of move it so it's off to the right, so it's still within their range, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. So away from us, and just I'm just gonna minor illusion the scream of Gerald over away from us.
Sure. Okay. And then Weldor, you wanted to do something?
Oh man, things have changed with that minor illusion and that stealth check. Because initially, like the trigger was like essentially like if it moved.
Yeah.
Which it did, but
Yeah, it's on the opposite side.
But
It's
now-
at this point about like 10 feet away from Blackstone before this is before Blackstone's moved.
right. Because I saw Blackstone and I've lost track of him. Right.
No,
Track of him.
they've been in your
No?
view. They've been directly in
Okay.
front of you the entire time.
Right. But with that 36 or whatever, now
This
I
is
don't.
before the 36 has taken place.
In that case, then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cast command.
Okay.
And I'll reach out to it. Stop. It needs to
Okay.
make a wisdom save.
All right. Let's see. 14.
That's a failure.
Whoa, nice. You see this bone spider stop in its place. Seems to be still investigating the fountain, but it's not progressing any further.
Yep. It's it's yeah. So it's not allowed to move or it can't
Yeah.
take any actions for this round, for one round.
All right. And at that moment, Blackstone has moved back to where the rest of you all are.
So tense. This is so tense.
Yeah, you're not out of it yet. What
Nope.
are y'all doing now?
Weldor's going to try to get on back.
So yeah, like if we got eyes on Blackstone, I'm just gonna go out of and stealth back out.
Okay. One final stealth check.
I
Is
swear.
Pass Without a Trace still up?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sp-
would be, yeah.
Okay. Thank God.
it's up to
Oh,
1
no.
hour.
Yeah, it lasts for an hour.
23.
23.
16.
16.
What's the DC we're trying to beat? I might use an inspiration die. I'm gonna use an inspiration die.
Yeah, same.
Okay, great.
37.
23.
23.
That's much better.
I'm gonna hold off on mine.
God damn it, Weldor. 21 for me and 22 for Bolita.
Okay. So, the dwarves actually passed. However,
Yep, there we
with
go.
silence gone, I rolled 2 nat 20s.
So it wouldn't matter if
As
I use
the-
my inspiration at all.
The Boneweaver is stuck, but the 2 darker black siders towards the back, all of a sudden you see their legs kind of rise up in the air as they are now booking it in your direction.
Oh, shit.
Whose direction?
Direction of all of you. You're directly
everyone.
you're 50 feet in front of them, so they are beelining it. They have clocked in on all of you being there, and they are moving in your direction. The Boneweaver has not moved. It's still kind of in its suspended state, as they are moving in your direction as you all are trying to move away. I'm not going to make you roll initiative, but what is everyone doing to get out of here or to confront this problem?
I feel like they can only chase us so far. Maybe we should just leave.
Yes, I feel the same way. So I'm just gonna turn myself into an owlbear form
Okay.
and gonna pick up Bolita like a mom cat picks their kitten
Aw.
Amazing.
with my beak,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna try to book it.
All right. If everyone is running, we'll do one final skill check of dexterity to see how quickly you can get out of here.
You keep saying one last
I'm
one.
sorry,
and
I'll
then
keep doing shit. I'm sorry.
You'll keep doing shit.
sorry.
You keep saying that. Yeah, we do shit.
Do
now.
you want
Oh,
just like a straight up
no.
dex check?
It is
Okay.
just a straight dex check to see how quickly you can get out of here.
I will use this
Alright.
inspiration now.
It's a 15 on dex.
Okay.
For me.
30
So question.
Fuck yeah.
Actually, yeah. Okay, that's much better. Oh. 22.
8.
8.
18.
18. Okay, that's much better.
Oh, what do you think I said?
I thought you said 8, and I was very concerned.
Oh. I started saying 18, but then I heard Duval talking, and I didn't want it to overlap.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Got it. All right. Oreo, what was yours?
Dirty 20.
Nice. All right. All of you quickly move out of here. The dwarves lagging behind. They are having a little bit of trouble over the thread. The sounds of high-pitched noises, and you can feel the threads around you moving as these black creatures are moving closer until you reach the shelter of the ruins, cross the river, and they do not follow.
Did all the dwarves succeeded?
All the dwarves, they did by a hair, yeah.
Like, I'll pick one up and carry one if I have to, but I'll
Sure.
trick Gerald in the process.
Oh, sure. No.
I feel like at this point, Ori is just kind of like opening her wings and being like, "Whoops, sorry, Gerald, didn't see you there." Like this.
Smack him in the face, like fly away.
Closing doors in his face as he's trying to come into a room.
We'll say for the sake of brevity, are you all heading directly back to Ursula's, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so because we wanted to get the pearl back for Oreo.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That would be like priority 1 for me too.
All right. I'm going to have us time skip a little bit unless there's anything else you all wanted to cover.
You
I will
tell
say-
your turtle friend this because he has no fucking idea what you're talking about.
So I'm going to say, I guess 2 things. I do want to say 2 things. Thing number 1 would be, well, we have what we came for, so I guess our next step is to go back to Ursula's and get Oria's pearl back.
You made a deal with Ursula.
Well, technically,
Well,
we had to. Because these lot
So-
stole from us.
if you remember our well, I suppose we haven't really talked about that, have we? Well, these 3 made a deal with Ursula, and their deal with Ursula wound up with Oria's pearl getting stolen. And well, I couldn't steal the item back from Ursula, so we had to go about getting it. We had to go about making a trade in a more difficult fashion.
I see.
Do you know them?
Oh, yes. We are a bit acquainted, I suppose.
How-
Friends, co-workers, co-conspirators.
Oh, definitely none of that.
You don't have children, do you?
No.
What are we talking about right now? What
Well,
is this conversation?
We've had some disagreements. We've crossed paths a few times.
Oh. So you in fact know Ursula then?
In a way, I suppose. We don't necessarily agree on much. But as long as she keeps to herself, I have no issues.
Have you been adventuring for a while? Like before, I know you were friends with, Petey Weather and Deidre, but were you part of an adventuring team?
Yes. All of us. Quite a while ago. It's been some decades since.
What was that? How was that then? How was that fun?
Fun is an understatement.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is, did you went out exploring and around all the world?
I don't think there's a part of the map that we haven't touched. At least in some way. But along the way, bloodshed, tears, laughter kind of goes with the territory. I'm sure if you haven't figured it out, you will.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Which part of the map made Pettyweather a huge bitch?
Well, given what I know now, I think it was always in there.
Mm.
The world sometimes has a way of twisting things. They were never really one to hold on to things like friendship and relationships for very long. Power was always in the way, it seems.
You think they just used people for their own gain and then discarded them once they were done?
It wasn't always that way.
You sure?
Yeah. For, even though between most of us, had our very petty disagreements and ways to move forward, we always seemed to come together. Then at the end, Penny just said to hell with us, I suppose. Bonds were a weakness. And the irony of it is, those bonds are what kept us alive.
Just because she came back every time doesn't mean she wasn't using you for their own gain. If you were useful, you don't just throw out a tool.
He just nods.
I think, and this is just based on the interaction that I had with her, which I will admit wasn't much, but You don't just turn that way overnight.
No, you certainly don't. Especially when other people, even though they certainly could have been doing manipulating, I also hope that somebody's manipulating you.
Right.
The spiders are attacking from the sky.
The
Quick,
spiders.
run!
The spiders are like,
The spiders have learned to pilot planes.
Craft the dirigible. I don't know what's happening over here.
amazing.
Do you still care for Weather?
Always.
Did everybody told?
Struggling with?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Thing I'm struggling with is, what did you kill? Was that the Penny that I know? Was it somebody else? Or to Theodore's point, is that who they always were?
I don't think any of us can answer that question for you.
No, I suppose not.
The only Pennyweather we knew is the one who took a young adult and shoved them in a crystal golem for their own gain, and who was setting people up to be harmed. And quite frankly, that's why we had to put her down.
I am sorry for your loss, but it doesn't justify that we had to do what we had to do to get our friend back.
I have no ill will about that at all. I think it's likely that you might have saved me a trip, if I'm being honest. Though I don't know if I would have had the fortitude to do what you did. So in a way, I suppose you also have my thanks. Though, of course, I wish things could have been different.
If it is of any consolation, you are the third person so far who has said a similar thing about this person.
I'm assuming Deirdre was another.
And also Greenwich to an extent. There was a point of departure from the friend that you knew that seemed to coincide with some level of political involvement.
This is Greenwich.
It was Greenwich and Deidre who, like, just for notes here, as a player, I'm assuming that all of this is like us talking about these things like while we're walking.
Yeah.
I assumed you were moving.
But,
Yeah.
Totally.
No, I'm still standing near the web. I'm waiting to get destroyed. This is all happening right. This is all happening right before the Boneweaver comes and destroys us completely.
I mean, because Blackstone would be the one being like, actually, hold on for a second. Let's sit here and talk about this.
Let me braid your hair now that we have friendship bracelets,
Like,
and we'll just talk
time
about
out real
it.
quick. Time out real quick. We have to have a conversation, Boneweaver. Time out. Time in. Time out. Time in.
Black on the play, unnecessary roughness.
Greenwich and Deidre indicated that they were friends and somewhat close for a time, and then Weather went their own way to be involved in more political things, being involved in administrative work, running, or things involving being in charge of people. And I suppose that coincided with a very other odd thing involving this large crystal that I showed you that consumed life essences and had some kind of sentience. I still don't know the full mystery of why you would put in a whole bunch of energy absorbing crystals into a number of magical wands and then send them to different schools, one of which you are in charge of for that matter. But
Deidre did this?
Deidre did not do these things. Pithyweather did these things, at least as far as we know.
I see.
Deidre, for her part, and for Gwynwitch's part, just when we asked about it, said, these are terrible things, but also, Pithyweather was not always like this. Something happened.
I agree. It's kind of why I never really found out who this Bilsarian person is. Still got me all mixed up. I will say though, Ari and Penny, even when they were close, it was always tit for tat.
I suppose that's what the statues were for. Oh, sorry. They had a set of statues that they would pass to each other. And then maybe that's the time. There was one day that Pithyweather received the statues, but did not give them back. I suppose this will end up making a little bit more sense about why it was that Greenwich asked us to steal them back from them. Such a curious thing, this.
Blackstone.
Hmm.
You're forgetting the most important part about those statues. That it had Greenwich's essence tied up in them.
This is also true. Well, I guess the easiest way to say it is essence, like, the bonds that a person experiences, not like their soul is trapped in the statue. That would be concerning.
No, it was her spirit essence tied in the statue. So, which I think is how Pittyweather managed to put the curse on Greenwich and change her. It would explain why she wouldn't want to give it back. Because Greenwich would likely know what Pittyweather had done.
Damn. If I was in my prime, I could probably do something about it. Could have probably done something about that. But there's still time.
Well, the good news is that she is still here for you to help now, so.
Speaking of that, she's not the
That's
only
why
one.
That's why we came to find you, so you could help her.
And I'm glad to assist. It's high time for reunion anyway. Let us only do so much.
Do you know who this Bulsarian person is?
We have been searching for decades.
That was the last name that Pittyweather told us. And
what did they say about them?
That they were gonna get us? No, I don't know the other word.
Something about, like, it's not over. Belsarian's gonna win. Something. They said the name like I was supposed to know who the fuck that was, to be honest with you. And I was like, I don't care. And then, I mean, sorry, but I did just then like spear her with my sword. Sorry.
You and Deidre are a lot alike.
How?
Probably would have done the same thing in both of you in that space.
Well, I mean, it was either let her monologue at us or do what we need to do to save many people, not just our friend. And so I chose to take her life.
You don't lose sleep over it, do you?
Should I?
Think so.
I think if it was maybe a situation where there was moral conflict, maybe I would lose sleep. But in this, there was no doubt in my mind what I needed to do.
Call it unsolicited advice. You can take it for what you will. Hold on to that.
I had no intention of letting it go. It served me well this far.
Smiles and nods. So, what do you plan on doing with this, well, it's not the threat anymore, I guess. This thing is.
Well, we're going to go give it to Ursula, and then Ursula should, per the agreement, give Gloria her pearl back. And unused, most importantly. However, I suppose after that, we should do something about Anders' situation. And he gestures at the dwarf with a red beard.
Speaking of that, and kind of points to the shells. It's been a bit of an affliction that I've been working on, which is why I was out here to begin with. It's pretty typical that folks go missing in the wildlands. Very different, though, for entire families to go missing at once, especially with all their stuff getting left behind. And I've tried pretty much everything I can think of. Spells, potions, all of the like and in between. So, see if this does anything different.
This sounds like science.
I thought you might like that.
And we'll say at this moment, this conversation has been going on and off as you've been traveling now a full day back through the dark forest of Azura. You find still a very lit up cottage. It's about evening now at this point. Do you all go right into Ursula's, or who's hanging back?
I absolutely do walk right up to the front door.
Okay.
She has not made it in any way clear that she has sleeping hours or office hours.
The door opens slowly as you approach, kind of creaks open. Weldor, it's been a long time since you've seen the inside of this place. There's a table in the center of the room, and further back another 5-6 feet is a fireplace where there is still a cauldron bubbling and moving about with whatever might be in there. You can see that kind of crouched behind the table, hands kind of folded with a slight grin as you actually see this little driblet of drool at the idea that the prize that they've been craving is back. You see a hunched over female humanoid The figure having dark purple skin with blackened boils dotting. They have large, elongated hands with gray and black nails that trail another 9 inches from their fingers. The dark blue and dirtied hood that they're kind of wearing, framing a terrifyingly beautiful face with high cheekbones. Pointed ears are poking from black and white, curly mess of hair. Their eyes are dark black as night, save for the iris, which shifts from midnight blue to a pale green as she kind of takes in all of you as you are entering. Well then, I trust that you came back successfully.
Quick question,
Sure.
Jordan.
Yes.
Does Ursula look any different than the last time that I was here?
Roll a history check.
When she asked that,
I'm sorry, what was that, Sid?
I was saying, when she asked that question, I go, well, we didn't die.
Okay, and what did you get, Weldor?
17.
17. When do you think was the last time you and her crossed paths? Which you would have come to her house then at some point, whether it be going by it or otherwise.
At least a couple decades.
Couple decades?
Yeah.
She looks a little worse for wear. Her hair is a little bit more dead, her skin a little bit more of a darkened color. Whether that be through age or something else, that's hard to say. But yeah, no, she's not looking great. Not that she looked great the last time you saw her either, but
As I sort of follow Blackstone in, it's been a while, Ursula. You're looking mighty beautiful as usual.
I see you got their cleric friend back. It's been a while, Weldor. And you say that, like, you see her as she's saying that, she's eyeing you, and outwardly she looks amused, but you can see deep behind her eyes there's a deep hatred that is burning daggers into you right now. She hates the ground that you were walking on.
And what makes her even likely more upset, as always, he receives it warmly.
You see like this little twinge of a nerve kind of popping off in her forehead. Anime style of just annoyance.
Yep.
Great. Right. So, my thread. She like immediately ignores Weldor to focus in on Blackstone.
Well, we don't have any thread for you, unfortunately. But that's because the thread that we collected turned into a liquid.
That's what it's supposed to do. Hang on. Where's your fairy friend?
She's right. I like the tallest person in the group at this point.
He's like, yeah,
I
right?
didn't know if Ori
Big
had
ass.
also come into the house or was standing outside.
She wants her fucking pearl. She's coming into the fucking house.
I'm right here.
Perfect. Well, and she snaps her fingers and you see floating in the air, kind of moving in its own orbit, the pearl. As promised, then. The pearl has been neither touched nor used.
I give Aurea the vial with the liquid in it and go, Aurea, I believe this moment is yours. Here you are.
Thank you. And I kind of just hand it off and snatch.
She'll give you the pearl at the same time. Excuse you, sorry, Salem is hitting my microphone. Well then, a deal's a deal. And you kind of, the orb stops floating and slowly lands in the palm of your hand. And she kind of takes the vial, droplet of drool hitting the table as that's happening, snuffing out one of the dying candles. Well, thank you.
There's absolutely a faint bit of music that's just coming from Blackstone. It sounds like the Final Fantasy victory music.
Um,
Oh.
all right. Is there anything else you all wish to do in Ursula's cottage?
No,
Oh.
I take the pearl and I just start backing out.
Okay.
This is like, well, I suppose we'll be taking our leave then. Good luck out there, I guess.
Good luck. And I look forward to meeting you all again.
It was nice meeting you.
Except
Would you like us to
Weldor.
also bring... Oh, okay, so does that mean you would like us to bring Weldor back?
Absolutely not.
Do you
Understood.
mind if Ursula and I have the room for just a minute? Don't worry. I'll be behind you in just a moment.
All right.
Ursula, it certainly was a time meeting you. Maybe don't force people to steal and maybe, just help them because it's a nice thing to do. Okay, bye.
Do you want to keep Gerald?
Yeah, you could keep Gerald.
I'd rather not, thanks.
I leave Gerald.
Close the door.
You lock Gerald in the house with her.
Yeah.
You're all locked in here with me.
Yeah, he's absolutely about to say that. Okay, all of you exit the cottage, leaving Weldor and Ursula. She hasn't even shut the door. You can just feel
He does.
her seething
He
eyes.
shuts the door behind them.
I'm going to sit on like the steps of the front porch and just be like,
Yeah, how many of us are going to try to listen in on this conversation?
Everybody.
Everybody is, yeah.
I
I would
will.
like to stealth around the door frame so I can just stand there and listen.
Got my ear pressed against the window.
This is my shock face.
Anyone that's listening, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
I turn into a caterpillar and try to put
Passes the
myself.
trace back up.
Please put pass without trace back
amazing.
up.
All right, I'll pull pass well.
oh
my
my
God.
god, we're actually doing
Gosh.
this.
That is
Okay.
fucking hilarious.
Thank you.
All right.
That's a 22 now with pass without trace.
Pass without a trace, it's a 32. Tell me
Oh, I'm sorry.
everything.
Christ.
23.
Okay.
Got my plus one.
Me and Theodora besties.
Okay. All right, Weldor, you and her. You can see the candles on the desk are burning even more vibrantly, and they flicker every now and then with just annoyance the more time that you are in this space. What is it, cleric? You are muted. I think my silent spell. Oh, there we go.
Wait. You and I both know that you are capable of many things. Now, with this item that you've received from these fine folk, I thought it would be important for you to know that if you do any harm to the preservation of nature and anything against me or Ashura, know that I will come back and your reclusiveness will not save you.
You care about them, don't you?
They're not the only ones I care about.
I know, but, well, it seems those around you are dropping like flies.
Such is the nature of life and death.
That does seem to be the truth of it. I have no harm for them, believe it or not. I don't particularly like them. But I don't wish ill of
like
them.
many. Oh, no, don't misunderstand. This threat has absolutely nothing to do with them. This is more about the rest of the world.
Well, something tells me they have a part to play in all of this.
That I agree.
So I'll just continue to watch from afar. Curiously.
hopefully, for your sake, paths will continue to cross without bloodshed.
For your sake, yes, I hope that's true.
And without moving a muscle, behind her, he casts spiritual weapon, and the tea bag just slams on something behind her.
As soon as it appears, she counterspells it as it's about to land.
That's fine.
So it like hits, still making that noise, but immediately
Yep.
cancels out.
Perfect. As soon as that happens, I'm glad we had this conversation.
Keep your tea and your magic to yourself. Now get out.
Tea is for sharing. You know this just as well as I do.
That's why I don't
And he
drink it.
opens the door.
And
He
she'll
opens the door.
slam the door as soon as you walk out. You meet up with the rest of the group, and
No.
Wait, hold on. We need to
All
like scramble.
whispering
We all
outside.
we need to scramble to
Like
protect
a bunch of
listening
roaches.
Oh wow, my
Mom and
hand.
Dad were fighting.
I rolled
find-
a 32 on stealth. I ain't scrambling for anything.
I find a real interesting leaf to look at.
Sure. We'll say for the sake, as you all are stealthing or trying to busy yourself, one task has been completed. You have several more ahead of you, but at least a little bit of a weight has been taken off of your shoulders. As we are going to go ahead and end for today. Oh yes, hang on, before we end, Deodora, yes.
Oh, I just had a question. Would Aurea be able to tell if the pearl was used or not?
She could certainly try.
Well, now I'm curious. I trusted. Has the pearl been used?
You
Is
take
this
a
the
look.
same pearl as it used pre-owned?
book.
What do I
Why
gotta
don't you do
roll?
a spiritual check?
Pre-owned!
Near mint.
Goodwill ass
Spiritual check
pearl!
for me.
Yeah.
Not this wish pearl.
This
Pearl,
Not
are you
this
being
boot-
a
not
hoe
the-
or are you good?
Not this bootleg ass pearl. Not this cardboard ass
Look,
pearl.
I bought this pearl off Temu.
This is a Sheen ass pearl right here. You know about to fall apart.
Look, I got so much clothes from Sheen. I don't even care.
I saw
what am I
this.
rolling?
Spiritual check.
I saw
how'd
this
I roll
pearl
that?
on an Instagram ad.
So you're gonna add a +3.
Okay. Well, that's a 6 total.
That's a no.
Oh.
Okay. You would have
all right.
advantage. You would have advantage because it's your pearl.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have advantage.
Jordan's like, please no, please get it better.
No, I mean it would make sense because I mean it's something that's unique to you. It's connected
Well-
to you. So
I will be happy to let you know that that's a 5. Oh no, that's a 2. So it's a 5 or a 6.
fuck. Dear Lord. Anyways, okay.
Lord have mercy.
The pearl's been used. I attack.
It has not been used. It has not been used. It has not been touched.
Now for
I
sure
will-
it's
Hi,
been
Cooper.
used.
I will say this though, because the magic that had it kind of floating around is fading. You get... It's kind of strange, but for a moment your kind of magical connection connects with hers, just with the passing of the item. And a flash of home hits.
Mhm.
And you see for a moment bright teal wings. And that's where we're going to end our session for today. But I'll say this, and hold off on doing anything. Deodora, Aurea, and Blackstone, you can level up.
Don't tell me to hold off. I'm doing it. You said level. I'm leveling. I'm leveling right now.
You can
We're
take
gonna
a
roll-
break.
We're gonna roll it on
It's
stream.
too
We're
late.
gonna roll it
It's
on
too
stream.
late.
We're gonna roll it on stream. So Deodora, go ahead and
Roll
roll
anything?
for your hit points to be added, as well as your spirit, and let me know what level you're taking as well if you're going another in fighter.
Oh, I'm just going another in fighter.
Okay.
So I'm
I
just
was
gonna do
thinking
level
cleric
6 fighter.
actually. So.
Yeah, Theodora's suddenly into spells. She's famously hated magic this whole time, and now she definitely wants to take some spells. Okay,
Amazing.
so let me roll my
Yep.
in the D10. And you also need me to roll spirit too, right?
Yep. That'll be just a D20.
Yeah. Okay, so I get 6 more hit points. So math. I'm at 73.
Ooh, let's go.
And then my spirit points will be, where are my notes? Whatever 46 plus 16 is.
Okay.
52?
62.
60.
62.
All right. Aurea.
I'm Ghelfi. My spirit is strong.
I'm taking another level in monk.
Okay.
It's a D8, so I have to roll a D8.
That's it.
Okay.
I get an ability score improvement, but I'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
So that's an 8, so I rolled an 8, which is great.
Okay. And your spirit points?
1 second, so that brings me to a 50 HP.
What?
Nope, not 67. Why does I changed it to 50? Oh, because I have things added on top of it right now. Never mind.
The max, yeah, because
Yeah. And then
It's
we're
just
gonna
a
roll D20 for spirit.
Yep, just a D20. You reroll one.
Jesus Christ!
You reroll ones. What'd you get?
That's a 4.
Oh,
wow.
honey.
I can't roll above like a 10 on spirit.
Damn. Okay.
And I don't know what my level's gonna give me yet. So
Okay. We'll chat. I have things.
Yeah.
All right. Blackstone.
So I'm rolling a D8, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ew, gross. I would like to send that back to court.
What was it?
Because that was a 1.
You reroll ones.
That is a 4.
Okay. That's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. Okay. And for your spirit.
Okay, what is that? A D10?
That's a
to roll
D20.
for that? D20 to roll for that. Okay. Like, here, just give me a nat 20, please. So that is a 7.
Okay. So add 7 to your rolls. And then
Yes.
just send that to me, because then we'll get your little pieces of artwork updated. You all have officially caught up with Toby. That's why Toby is not leveling up, because Toby has been at level 6 for a little bit. But yeah, this is y'all have finally leveled! Yay! We are gonna head on out of here, y'all. Thank you so much for today. I know we went a little bit long, but this was gonna be a good stopping point. We are gonna go ahead and raid, so stay tuned. Do y'all have anything before we head out?
Nope.
Nope. All right.
Well,
Watch Duval Dragons tomorrow.
Go check out Duval and Dragons. Go check out our Patreon, because you'll be able to see the artwork. I think Toby, yours is actually almost done. So, because we're getting the little panel with all of your stuff too. So, but we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Thank you so much for today, and we'll see you next time. Beyond the Veil. Bye, everybody.
Beyond the veil.